T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Shout out to Kop-Ish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that, guys. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kop-Ish.
Good evening, lovely people. I hope you're well. Welcome back to another live call-in show. Hope you're all well. As always, when we get behind the mic, please make sure you subscribe, comment, and like on the road to 30,000 subs. So if you're brand new or if you haven't told a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, please do. It's Friday, people. Almost a weekend. 2 more games left in the season for Liverpool Football Club. How important those 2 games will be, only time will tell. But all we can do is do our thing and finish the season strong, which is getting 2 wins. Tomorrow's game is big, though. Not just in terms of who we're playing. A very, very tough game against Aston Villa. Saying goodbye to 2 legends and 2 other players. Bobby Firmino, our number 9, give him the ball and he scores every time. And the sharpest Swiss Army knife that I've seen play football in my generation. Possibly the most disrespected and underrated footballer of my generation. A Premier League legend. A Liverpool legend. Our number 7, James Milner. We'll both be saying farewell to the Anfield crowd tomorrow for their last appearance at Anfield in a Liverpool shirt. And we will also be saying goodbye to Naby Keita and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. One person it seems as though we won't be saying goodbye to, which, if I'm going to be honest, people, I'm over the moon with, Kelleher. You guys know how big of a fan I am of Kelleher. It seems as though he might be staying. If that is the case, I'm over the moon, and I really hope this means Klopp's going to give him some game time as well. Obviously, there's talk about Adrian getting a new contract. Again, you know me, guys. I'm transparent with you guys. I don't like the idea of that. We weren't even able to register 25 players last season, if I'm not mistaken, because of the homegrown stuff. For me, having a third choice goalkeeper and having a homegrown third choice goalkeeper, in my opinion, kind of makes sense rather than renewing Adrian's contract. But again, I don't run things at the club. I don't have much of a say in that department. All I can do is jump on these videos and let you guys know my opinions. But Kelleher staying, if it means Kelleher stays and Adrian stays, I'd rather Kelleher and Adrian stay than we lose Kelleher. Because we just need Kelleher, man. We need to keep Kelleher. It just allows us to not have to fill in another gap that we need to sort out in the summer. Again, Ali, I agree with you. I would do it this way. I'd sell Adrian and buy Zila. Let me just say goodnight to Robbie, guys. Night. Bye-bye. That's the way I do it. That means you'd have 2 homegrown goalkeepers and you'd have only 6 outfield players you'd have to sort out as well. And I think given Zila's age and experience, I think he'd be all right being third choice. And look, Adrian has been a good servant for us, but then you look at being able to upgrade on that. I think if you can upgrade on your third choice goalkeeper, I think you can do a lot worse than Zila. Plus, Kelleher and Alisson don't have the greatest of injury history records as goalkeeper. So for me, that's what I would do personally. But I would love for you guys to chop out with me tonight regarding Kelleher, Bobby and Milner leaving along with Ox and Naby. HR, Peter Lugo, I don't think is homegrown yet or will be homegrown by the end of the season. If he is going to be homegrown, then for me, that makes sense to just promote him to third choice because that means he can still do up under 23s. But I think Peter Lugo will probably go out on loan again next season. All right, people, I'm going to put the link in the chat. I'm not going to spend too long speaking myself tonight. You guys know the rules by now. You guys call in. You got 3 minutes to say what you guys want to say. And all we ask is that you just keep it respectful. Keep the banter going. Have fun. If I say anything that's wrong, call me out on it. Have a good little laugh. And we go from there, people. We have a good little natter amongst us. So I'm going to put the link in the chat, people. Please don't be offended if I cut you off during your time on and things like that. Just know that I'm trying to get as many people on as possible. So please be mindful of that, people. But yeah, come join the conversation, people. Come join the conversation. We're all friends here. Mr. Dare, I say it, Drift. Yaros is eligible for being homegrown, but I think we'll get rid of him. City's third choice, Chris, is none other than former Liverpool goalkeeper Scott Carson. Big up Scott Carson, man. He's living the dream. Scott Carson is absolutely living the dream. Right. So without any further ado, people, let's get the first caller in. Now, usually this person waits till last, but today he's number one. This is going to be fun. Nilante.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Is this a trick question? We made it, baby. We made it. We did it. We did it. We the best. We the best. We the best, Cal. We the best, God damn it.
How are you, bro?
Oh, I'm all right, Cal, man. Just came back from work, to be honest, man. Just been a bit of a long one. A long day. Yeah, just keeping up to everything, man. And yeah, you know how it is, man. Family ties and all that, man. You know, the stories of a madman, part 101. I'm telling you that, Cal. Indeed. Yeah. So first of all, I've got a few things, Cal, to say. First of all, obviously, big up yourself and Drifty and Matt every time, all the time when you do this. You know what I mean?
So just to be open with you guys, Matt might be on later. Not sure yet. Drifty won't be able to make the show tonight. So if it's I apologize if I'm not one of your go-tos of Kopish, but it is just me potentially tonight. Sorry, bro. I've been into your time. Go for it.
No, that's cool, Cal. So I've got 3 things. I'll try and be quick because I'm the first, so I can't have much time. First of all, no, it is, Cal. You know it is. Oh, damn, time's ticking now. Is that how you doing to me, Cal? I should be getting special time out here, B. You know what I mean? Come on, man. I'm like the Niles of this, yeah? Anyway, we won't go into that. But anyway, my first point, Cal, obviously we've had the ones. The wins. Yeah. If we do finish, as it looks like, 5th, due to the winning formula, how would you classify the season? That's one of them. For me personally, I would still think that's a failure because at the end of the day, we had high expectations of this club. And yes, I think the majority of us thought, maybe not 100%. Well, I go for it to win, but we thought we'd really challenge City again. And yes, we've done well, but for me, it's been a disaster. That's number one. Yeah. Number 2, let me just get to my questions. Yeah, so number 2, Cal. I want you to name me I've got a questionnaire. You're a questionnaire man, Cal, like myself. So I've got questions for you. Name me the 3 joint top goal scorers in the Premier League in the 97-98 season, and I will give you. Yeah. But I'll help you.
I'm going to be completely honest with you right now. I was young then. I'm not going to have a clue. Are you talking about the 3 top goal scorers for Liverpool or just in general?
No, in the season.
Okay, I'm gonna have to guess that one because I was real young then.
So all right, no problem. All right, no problem. Well, I'll give you a guess for one of the people. They're one of our strikers at the time, so
Yeah, yeah. I
that'll
know.
be
I
that'll
know
be
who it
easy.
is for us. I know who it is
Yeah,
for us.
no problem. Yeah, number one. Number two, who was the better player, Michael Ballack or Deco?
Oh,
Yeah, you know, yeah. And you went with the prime Deco, remember prime Porto, Barca, the man
oh
what he's
man.
creating, and Ballack, Bayern Leverkusen and that Bayern as well. And he done a little bit of Chelsea Ballack when he was running that midfield.
Yeah. Ballack,
Mm,
shout.
yeah,
That's a tough one.
that's a shout. The one, yeah. And my last question is,
Go for it.
Cal, get rid of Matt and Drift and get me in. We move. Bye.
They'd
No, I'm
outvote me.
joking.
Remember, there's two of them. They'd outvote me.
No, I'm only joking all up. But yeah, that's all my questions for tonight, Cal.
Bless
But
you, man.
like I said, big up yourself, big up all the
Thank you,
callers
brother.
and that. And yeah, I'll keep on listening to the show.
Nah, bless you, man. Always a pleasure speaking to you, Nilante, brother. Hope the family
Always, Cal.
have a good rest of the evening, bro.
Appreciate you too. Take care, Cal.
Nice one. Take it
Thanks.
easy.
All right. Bye.
Bye, bro. All right. So, guys, 3 questions. Season analysis from my point of view. Who are the 3 joint top goal scorers in the 97-98 season, which I'm going to have to guess, and who was better in their prime, Ballack or Deco? I'll start with the season analysis. I'll be completely honest with you guys. For me, this season's a massive failure. From being so close to completing football to finishing where we are, I think it's a massive failure. I could go into the ins and outs on why we failed, who's at fault. Ultimately, the club as a whole is at fault. That be the owners, the manager, the staff, and the players. They all collectively take blame because it can't just be one entity that takes the blame. Now, you can shift blame in terms of percentages here, there, and everywhere. That's fine. But ultimately, Liverpool Football Club have got it right in the past, hence why we've been able to win leagues, Champions Leagues, etc. This season, Liverpool Football Club as a whole got it wrong. Therefore, for me, it's been a failure. Finishing 5th for Liverpool Football Club, how we are now, this is Klopp's team as well, is a failure. With all due respect to them, it's a failure. The minimum I expect from this Liverpool football team, regardless of anything that happens in the season, is to finish 4th. That is the absolute minimum. Theoretically, in my opinion, we should be winning at least 1 trophy a season. You look at, and I hate to even use him as an example, but Alex Ferguson, even if he had a bad season, which was probably finishing 3rd for Man United, he'd usually tick over with some sort of a trophy just to keep that winning mentality, just to keep the boys on their toes and just to keep that success breathing throughout the club. We need to do that. We can't be wasting seasons, especially when you've got the competition that we have. And again, arguments will go the other way and say, look, when Fergie was here, there wasn't your likes of your big spenders like Man City and Chelsea and Man United. Man United, sorry, were the big spenders, but then Chelsea became a big spender. Man City became a big spender towards the end. Ultimately, you play with the cards you're dealt with, and we can get it right. We've shown that money is not be all and end all. Man United showed money's not the be all and end all. Chelsea show it's not the be all and end all. Hence why I've got to now put more respect on Guardiola's name. I know what's going on at Man City, and I know there's a bit of a madness going on. Nothing's been proven yet, even though I believe in my heart something dodgy has been going on with Manchester City. Nothing's been proven yet. What I will say is Chelsea, Man United, they spend just as much as Man City, probably more in some aspects. Pep just gets it right. So yeah, money helps. Money helps him a lot, but he still has to get it right, and he has been doing that. We've seen our scouting. We know we could have picked up certain players. We've seen people in and around connected to Liverpool say how we missed the boat on players like Saicedo before they went to Brighton. That's on us. The way you equalize people who spend a lot of money is by being smarter than them. We've stopped being smart. We rested on our laurels a little bit. And I hope we go back to what got us to where we are now. Even if it means people like me come in here and moan about players like Gakpo. Look, in the season's time, I want the comments to be full of, remember when Cal said we shouldn't sign Gakpo? I want you guys to laugh at me. I'll even get t-shirts made. You know me, guys. I'll have a good laugh at myself. You guys will have a laugh at me too. But that's what I want the club getting back to. When we signed Jota, I wasn't fully on board. Now Jota for me is the number 1 starter as a striker. continue to prove people like me wrong, continue to prove people who are on board with the signings that like we made, such as Drifty, for example, with Jota, continue to prove those people right. It's not just about the money. Ali, I have seen these links to Manu Kone, but I'm not going to speak on it because whenever I speak on a player, something horrendous seems to happen to that player and that link gets absolutely sabotaged. So I'm not going to say a damn word on that. The 3 joint top goal scorers in the 97-98 season. So I know Michael Owen was one of them. I believe all 3 finished on 19. And the reason I say that is because I know Michael Owen never got 20 in a league season. So I'm going to go Michael Owen. I'm trying to think. 98. I'm going to go Michael Owen, Andy Cole, and Shearer. I'm guessing that. And the reason I'm guessing that is because Shearer is always up there. And Andy Cole had a great record as well. So I'm going to go with those 3. If anyone can, Google it and then let me know. Nilante, I'm sure you know the answer because you've asked me the question. So if you can let me know. But I'm going to guess Owen, Shearer, and Cole. I definitely know Owen was one of them, though. Hold on. Let me just double check, actually. Yes, I'm almost certain Michael Owen was one of them. So, yeah. And then who was a better player? Ballack or Deco? Okay, so I think they're slightly different. Deco for me was more of a Coutinho type player, whereas Ballack was more of a box-to-box player. So it's almost like comparing Coutinho to Gerrard. For me, Ballack was the better player, though. Like, Deco was so classy. He was so good, extremely underrated. He paved the way for a lot of the new players at Barcelona, like your Xavis, your Iniestas. He really helped them to bed in and become the players that they were. But for me, Ballack was just... he was special, man. I think back to that World Cup in 2002. He literally drove Germany to the final. I'm just about old enough to remember that. That's the first World Cup I fully remember and understand. 98 was the first World Cup I watched. And I just remember watching him and looking back, he was that driving force behind that team. And the moment he got that booking in the semi-final, was ruled out of the final, I knew Brazil had it because he was there everything. He was the Gerrard of 2005 Liverpool in that Germany team. He was just phenomenal. And Germany had still other good players, but he was that driving force. I remember when we played Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League, Gerard Houlier's last season, I believe it was, and we lost 4-2 on the night. And I think he scored a worldie in that game, if I'm not mistaken. And he was just excellent, man. Ballack, and when he went to Chelsea as well, he still maintained his level. He brought winning spirit and winning mentality there. I've got a lot of respect for Michael Ballack. A lot of respect. The guy is a special footballer. 2-footed, strong, decent turn of pace, good technique, good finishing, good heading, set pieces. Like if he was about in today's game, he'd probably be the best box-to-box midfielder in the world. Like, he's so underrated, in my opinion. He's brilliant. And even at Chelsea, he wasn't even at his peak, and he still did damage. I remember we played them in the Champions League. Ivanovic scored 2 in that game, and I think Drogba got the 3rd. And he ran the show. Him and Essien ran the show. If I'm not mistaken, he passed the ball through from Malouda, who passed the ball across the box for Drogba to score the 3rd goal, which kind of killed the tie off a little bit. But yeah, top quality player. Nilante, I don't know if you've put the... I was Dublin, Owen and Sutton. Okay, fair enough. Dublin was underrated. Sutton was really good as well. I definitely knew Owen was one of them. But yeah, fair enough. I was never going to get that one, though. I just about remember this 97-98 season, so I'm going to be honest. Right, let's get the next caller in. Good friend of the channel. He's part of another channel called the LFC Day Trippers. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do. Haven't got to speak to him on camera for ages. We do speak now and again through WhatsApp. Always a pleasure. The main man himself. Kev, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, mate. Not too bad. Just having a few beers before I tuck in for the night, before my flight to Liverpool in the morning.
I know. I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous.
I'm buzzing. I cannot believe of all games to be able to go to, say goodbye to. I watched Jurgen Klopp's press conference today when he described the 4 players as 4 legends. I think Jurgen is being very diplomatic,
yeah.
but all four players at varying degrees have had some serious moments for the club. You know, and nobody can deny what Oxlade-Chamberlain was doing at the club before the Roma game. He was an automatic choice. He was first star. He's almost first name on the team sheet at that time. Yeah. People tend to forget how good he was in that year before that injury, and he had catastrophic injuries. You know, it was such a shame because he had so much potential, and he's the kind of player that we were screaming for the last 2 years. It's just a shame it never worked out for him. I mean, look, people are going to talk about Bobby and James Milner all night. I'm not going to take up any of your time for that. But I think the thing with Naby, a lot of the problems the fans had, and I'm no better, with Naby was our own fault. We built him up to be the next Steven Gerrard.
Yeah.
He was given the number 8. We watched him in the Bundesliga. We hoped that we were getting this supremo player for 50-odd million pounds for savage money at the time. You know, it's still big money today.
Yeah.
And we built him up to be something that he could never, ever live up to on his best day.
Yeah.
So, look, some of that is something that fans need to take internally for ourselves to go forward when we sign players, to give a bit of time, give a bit of breathing space, and don't be so quick to judge on players, good or bad, up or down. Because I'm looking at Cody Gakpo at the minute, and I'm liking what I see, but I also know that he's there for the long haul.
Yeah.
Darwin Núñez, there for the long haul. So judge the players over their career. Yeah. Naby's just unfortunate with the injuries as well. It was just, we couldn't trust him. You couldn't rely on him, and that was apparent, you know, for the last couple of years. It's just a shame. Both players were on really good money, and unfortunately, when it comes to players with contracts on really good money, they become very difficult to shift. And they're under no obligation to go. You know, you give a player a contract, you're under an obligation to pay them that contract until the end. If they don't want to go, they don't bloody have to. So look, they're going. Best of luck to them in their future. James Milner, supreme professional, model professional. If we could sign a player who ends up having that level of influence over us for the next 10 years, my God, I can't wait to see it. Bobby, man, I know you are, yeah.
This one breaks my heart.
It's hurting in the fields, isn't it? Because I watched the Leicester game, and I didn't watch the game. I just listened to the away fans. The away fans were monstrous, man. They were so good. The traveling cop as usual. That if you didn't feel that, if you as a Liverpool fan watched that and didn't have goosebumps or, you know, bit of sand in the eye, at the end of watching that, then football maybe isn't for you, kind of thing. But look, mate, I just wanted to come in, have a great show. I haven't spoken to you guys in a while. Have a great show. Have a great show. Bobby is going to get the absolute love that he deserves. So is James Milner. But I thought the other two, it's important to remember that they did have moments, and important moments, especially in Ox's case, big moments in vital games. So it wasn't all bad and doom and gloom, as much as we all got into our own channels and vehemently went into them long and hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, have a great show.
Bless you, brother.
Safe I'll talk to you soon, my brother.
Enjoy.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Shout out to Kevin, the guys at LFC Day Trippers. Do you know what? Kev, I don't think Kev will mind me saying this. I don't like when people use the term model professional for Milner, because I think it downplays the fact that he was a very good footballer, you know. And I know Kev didn't mean it like that, because I know Kev rates him. I speak to Kev. But you see, James Milner, he doesn't get the respect he deserves. Everyone just thinks of the James Milner we see today. And look, I want us to move James Milner on. It's the right decision for Milner to go. But I think people forget when he broke through when he was 16. He played on the wing. He played on the wing for Newcastle. Was a very good winger. Played left and right. Could cross with both feet. Could dribble. Could beat a man. Then he went to Aston Villa. Played centre midfield. Played brilliant for Villa centre midfield. Then went to Man City and was part of the team that started winning trophies. I remember the season 13-14 where Milner came off the bench to play us at Anfield. We were winning the game 2-0 at half-time, comfortable. Brought him on, he changed the game 2-2 in no time, and then Coutinho got the winner. The rest is history, obviously. I remember when we signed Milner, I was over the moon, and loads of people were like, getting a 29-year-old. I'm like thinking Milner's probably about 25 in terms of actual footballer age. Like, you could just look at him, you could see the way he played, and he was just full of energy all the time. Milner came to Liverpool Football Club as a centre midfielder, became vice club captain almost instantly. Ended up being captain for games, because in the first game of the season, if I'm not mistaken, Henderson got injured and we had to play, or it was either our first game or first home game of the season. Benteke got the winner, but Milner had to be captain. Guys, think of this year. Your centre midfielder, he just come from Man City because he wants game time. Fair enough. Played left back a whole season for us to get top 4. Sacrificed himself for the greater good of the team for us to get top 4. We get top 4. 17-18. You know what he did in the Champions League. Top assist maker. And was excellent throughout that campaign. 18-19, again, exemplary. 19-20. Everyone forgets that game we're playing Bournemouth at Anfield. 1-0 at the time. I think the ball gets chipped over. Lobbed Adrian. Who's sprinting back and clearing it off the line? James Milner. PSG at home. Neymar doing his fancy stuff. Who clatters him? James Milner says, none of that round there. Leave your Samba and your Joga Benito to Firmino and them, man. You ain't doing that on Anfield pitch. He set the tone, he set the tempo, whether it be behind the scenes or on the pitch. Milner's criminally underrated. And again, I'm not going to sit here and act like I haven't been annoyed with him getting as much game time as he has been this season, because I'd be a liar, and you know my feelings towards that. But that's more so on Klopp. You see James Milner, he's represented this club so well. He deserves so much plaudits. Now though, thank the late penalties. Fulham, late penalty. Leicester, penalties. Popping up with goals. I remember his first full season. Played Aston Villa 3-2. Sturridge came back off injury. He got the first goal in like the first minute, left-footed drive. Who sets up Daniel Sturridge's first goal? He does. Criminally underrated, man. Criminally underrated. So big up James Milner. Again, I could sit here and speak about Firmino, but it'd fall on deaf ears because you guys know how much I love the guy. My favourite player at Liverpool currently. Ox and Naby. I'll start with Ox. Injuries robbed him of what could have been. When we lost Coutinho, all of us rightly despaired in terms of what we're going to do from a creative standpoint. Ox said, hold my beer. He says, oh, what, you need someone to drive and shoot? Okay, I'll do that. You need someone to create as well? Okay, I can do that. A prime Ox is our dream right centre midfielder. 18-19, he virtually missed that season through injury. 19-20, he was our top goal scoring midfielder that season. That game against Atletico Madrid, that obviously we had the mistakes in, so didn't go through. He was monstrous, immense. And if there's one thing you have to say about Ox, always gave maximum effort. Look, even in the game where we played Man City in the Carabao after the World Cup this season, turns, plays the ball through for Nunes. There was times in his career, he has to come in and play on the wing because Mane or Salah is unavailable or need a rest. Usually popped up with a goal. Ox deserves respect. Naby Keita, love-hate relationship with me and Naby. Matt ain't here, so I can speak freely and safely. Kev's got a point. He really has got a point. The expectation on Naby was monstrous. And I'll be honest, I see the expectation similar to what is put on Nunes, which I say to people, pump the brakes a little bit. He got the number 8 shirt. The first guy to wear that shirt since Steven George Gerrard. Big shoes to fill. We thought we were getting a hybrid of flipping. And I saw people say this. We thought we were getting a hybrid of Kante and Coutinho. And that's because he showed that sort of class at Leipzig. But it wasn't meant to be. However, let's not forget some of the great goals he scored. Some of the great assists he could have had and should have had. Some of the great assists he has got. I really do hope Naby goes on to have great success where he goes, as long as it ain't in England. Ox goes on to have great success. It will probably be in England, as long as it ain't against Liverpool. Bobby goes without saying. Like goes without saying. And Milner, I hope he goes somewhere where he's appreciated as much as he's been appreciated at his previous clubs. And if he's going to transition to a coaching role, then even more so. But those 4 players, especially the number 7 and the number 9, always have a special place in my heart as a Liverpool fan, and they should do for you guys as well. So yeah, I've gone on a bit of a ramble there, but I think it needed to be said. And look, I'm gonna be honest with you, tomorrow watching Bobby, it's gonna be a tough one for me. You guys know how it goes in my household. If I was able to show you the camera and move the camera around, I'd show you right now. The Bobby mask isn't in here with me. It's sitting underneath the TV in the front room. Robbie picks it up, calls it Uncle Bobby. Stevie calls it Uncle Bobby. My wife hates it because the kids love it so much. That's my guy, man. But I understand it's time to come to an end for Bobby in a Liverpool shirt. So it is what it is, but we fully respect those players and they get the send-off they deserve. Right, let's get the next caller in because I've been rambling on for a little bit. He's got one of the best beards in the game. Can't lie, I'm a little bit envious of his beard, but he is the one. He is the only Sadiq Edwards. Sadiq, you there, brother?
I'm here, bro. What's good? You good?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thank you.
There's the beard. There's the beard.
I've actually trimmed it. You know?
I know. Oh, nice.
taking it down a notch. You know what I mean?
Right for some minute.
It will come, man. It will come. If you build it, it will come. Feel the dream. I'm gonna get serious for a brief moment, and it's something that Kev said, and you sort of touched on that sort of really resonated with me, and I just want people in the chat and anyone watching to sort of take a moment to sort of think about this. So, not just in football, but in life, you know, expectation is the number one leader to resentment. When you peep it, and as I said, Kev really touched on it. You know, Naby getting a number 8 shirt. The number 8 shirt in itself represents so much for Liverpool Football Club, and we expected big things. And obviously he could never, ever measure up to Steven George Gerrard. He couldn't. Yeah. Same was said for you know what happened with Nunes coming in. Do you know what I mean? And cause Haaland, you know, I don't even know where that sort of narrative came out when people were comparing Nunes to Haaland, because we both knew that wasn't never a case, but people were expecting it, especially, you know, in the Charity Shield when he missed and Nunes was just on fire, and we thought, yeah, this is what's to come. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, who's laughing now? You know, that would say we're the last best. So, yeah, people, you know, I get it. You know, we get excited and stuff like that, but not just in football, in life. We need to, you know, tamper down those expectations and let people's ability do the talking, let people's actions do the talking, rather than just sort of going off what you feel and what you really hope, you know. So I just wanted to say that.
That's fact.
So in my group chat, we were talking about the vacant numbers, and so I think it's 7, 8, 9, and 10, is it?
Yeah. And
all those numbers are big, and Drift sort of touched on it on his preview show earlier, which I still haven't finished watching, by the way.
Big up to Drift and Rams.
Yeah, big up to Drift and Rams. And so I was just thinking, you know, what will those numbers get filled by the current squad, or, you know, if we get in certain personnel, a McAllister, you know what I mean? I don't know about what's going to happen with Ungarte. Do you know what I mean? Will those numbers get filled in by them, or if they don't, my question would be, what players would you give those numbers to? So, for example, I don't know, someone like, you know, potentially maybe number 9 going to someone like, sorry to say, you know, Nunes, you know, and number 8 might be go to Curtis, just like that. That was the sort of the question I wanted to ask, with a little bit of shade. I got to be honest. And the last question. So obviously with Millie going, I'm Millie. Surely. You know, there's going to be a vacancy in captaincy, vice captain. I'm not saying Hendo's going or he's going to get benched or the captaincy is going to get stripped from him. But let's just play devil's advocate, like you like to do, for a split second. And imagine, Hendo isn't captain. So we need a captain and we need a vice captain. Who out of our current players do you think fits the mold? Now, I'll put mine in there. The discussion on our group chat was some of the homegrown players should fill that void. Curtis Jones and Trent being one of them. I was thinking more VVD and Mo, because Mo being one of the longest serving out of the current crop sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? And the last out of the spectacular front three. So that's where Mo was thinking. But I'll be interested to know what you were thinking and what people think in the comment. But my time is done. I actually ain't got work to do, even though I'm at work, but still I'm not gonna it's not Sadiq-ish, it's Kop-Ish. So I'm gonna leave you guys to it.
Salute
Have a
to you as
good
always.
weekend.
Bless you, brother.
Speak to you soon.
Take care, man. Big ups to Sadiq as always. Some great questions. I want to touch on expectations one at first, because that was a bar. That was a bar. I think, if I don't want to misuse the bar, but I think he says expectation is the leader to resentment. And it's true. If you break that down in any aspect of life, imagine you guys. All right, I'm going to use a prime example. Say, for example, I put in the chat, right? I put in the link of the title. I said, Kop-Ish Call-In Live featuring Steven Gerrard. Now, you guys watch the Kop-Ish Call-In show quite religiously, and you always give us good feedback. But imagine I said with Gerrard, and then when I come onto the screen, you're all expecting to see Steven Gerrard, right? And then you don't see Gerrard. That goes from being a stream that people would have normally been all right with to that's one of the worst streams in Kopish history. Where was Gerrard? Why wasn't Gerrard on there? Why did they say Gerrard would be on there? So it's very, very true when it comes to expectation. And it was one of the reasons why I said I only want Bellingham if we're getting other players around Bellingham. Because if Bellingham came by himself this summer, if you thought the expectation on Naby was bad, if you thought the expectation on Nunes was bad, the expectation on Bellingham would have been just absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, we do have to be careful. But look, I'm sitting there saying this now and waxing lyrical. Let's be real. if we were to sign someone like a Manu Kone or a Musa Diaby in the summer, expectation with me goes out the window. So again, you guys know how shameless I am with it. But I'm also honest with my shamelessness. So I will try and do my best to keep the expectations down. But I was also the first one on there showing the quad sign and throwing up quads and saying we're going to do the quads. So you know how it goes. You know how it goes. I'm going to do the 7, 8, 9, and 10 number filling shortly. Vice captain and captain for me is quite easy. And I know it's going to split opinion because he's not an outfield player. For me, captain would become Alisson Becker. Vice captain, I would actually go Mo over Virgil. And I've only changed my mind on that recently. But I'd go Mo over Virgil. I think sometimes we always look at a player and think he's got to be loud, he's got to be boisterous, he's got to be aggressive to be a captain. Some captains ain't that. I think Mo would be a captain who leads by example. I think his level would actually go up with him being the captain as well. So I think Mo, but Alisson would be my actual captain. Alisson's the guy for me. Who feels 7, 8, 9, and 10? So I'm going to go on the premise of current players. I think Luis Diaz gets 7. I think number 8, I'd give number 8 to Trent. I'd give number 8 to Trent. In fact, I'll be honest, I'd want to see Trent as number 8. That for me would be a bit of a special feeling. Number 9, I would go Jota. And number 10, number 10, 10. I may go Gakpo for 10. And again, the reason I'm not going Darwin for number 9 is because I think I think he needs to have a season under his belt without the added expectation, if I'm going to be honest. If we were to give Núñez the number 9 off the back of this season, for me, it would just be higher. It'd just be ugly, in my opinion. I think it'd get really ugly. I wouldn't. If Trent's not going to move number, if he's not going to change number, because I'm seeing a few of you saying he's not going to. Not in a rude way, I wouldn't give number 8 to anyone in the squad right now. I'd wait until we sign someone for that shirt. Personally, because anyone you kind of give it to within the squad right now, I don't think they've earned that shirt yet, or they're not good enough for that shirt yet, in my humble opinion. That's just my humble opinion. But I genuinely believe if we give Núñez the number 9 shirt, if he doesn't deliver next season, it's going to get really, really ugly. And I don't want that. So that's what I would do. All right. Let's get the next caller in. Big ups to Sadiq as always. We've got a little conversation to have. With the next caller. A new trailer dropped. I've not even watched the trailer, but he sent me a little image, just said, we're going to speak about it. Mtar Mizzy. Wow. Hitman 5, talk to me.
Yeah, I know. It was kind of surprising, isn't it? I mean, that franchise, I thought it was over. Actually, it was just an announcement, So the Don,
Is there no trailer
as
yet,
we
then?
call him, it was not a trailer. It was just an announcement on his social. But he announced that his next 3 projects is basically an action all round for action fanatics, and I think it's more purely based on commercial reasons that he wanted to continue, especially Ip Man 5.
Yeah.
And then the other one is it's one of his it was also a sequel. It's called Flashpoint. If you check one of the fight scenes, it's like a MMA UFC style scene. It's a mix of martial art combat with one of the actor. Just check it out. It was really Flashpoint is really big in especially in the Hong Kong industry. So just check it out. It was one of his one of his highlights in his career.
Okay,
it's kind of big. Yeah, Flashpoint. So he's gonna do a sequel on that. And Ip Man 5 is you know what, Cal? I think because of that announcement of Ip Man 5, I think I don't wanna. I think in the chat some of them haven't watched John Wick 4 like Matt and Joe.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I think John Wick 5 might happen in the future. You know what I'm saying?
You reckon?
Because of I think so somehow. I know it's.
I'd be intrigued to see how they run it.
Exactly, because of Ip Man 5, how no one saw it coming. So
Yeah,
that opens the possibility, because the fourth movie that he fought against Scott Adkins, Donnie Yen. If you haven't watched it, it concludes the whole franchise, because Bruce Lee paid homage, that scene, to his grandmaster. So I thought that's it, and then this announcement it shocks everyone, to be honest. So it's really surprising. Yeah.
I'm for it though. I'm here for it.
In it. I mean, it's gonna be. It's really Intrigue is the word.
Yeah.
But this week it's gonna be emotional, Cal, because like I said, CC Nur. Quick question: what's 3 times 2?
6.
Yeah, and then plus 3 is 9, isn't it?
Yeah.
Reason why I ask you that is because on Sunday I'm turning 32.
Okay.
Yeah, 32 plus. I mean, 3 times 2 6 plus 3 is 9.
Yeah,
The number 9 is the number.
iconic.
It's the number that iconic. But yeah, it's gonna be emotional, and this time last year, I remember the Premier League game. We were against Wolves, Man City against
Yeah,
Villa. You know what happened. So this time we're against Aston Villa. No party pooper,
yeah.
hopefully. Yeah, but yeah, it's gonna be an emotional send off. Um, just one quick question, Cal,
Go for it,
before I
brother.
jump out. What's the one championship team that you would like to see in future, like right now that playing for the championship? I know that it's
Oh,
it's uh it's becoming that Luton, Sunderland, and Coventry in it.
yeah,
So for me, I like to see Bolton Wanderers. I don't know why, just because I think the nostalgic feeling of JJ Okocha and Joe Cruyff and
yeah,
Juskalainen and all that. Yeah, big name still. But yeah, I like to see them back one day. I think Connor Bradley plays there,
yeah, yeah.
if I'm
He's
not
had a really good
mistaken.
season there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I
He's had
like
a
to see
brilliant
them.
season.
Yeah, yeah. So long may it continue on him. But yeah, hopefully, I like to see them back in the Prem one day. Yeah.
Well,
But
man, I'll chop it
yeah,
up
Cal.
now.
Yeah.
When did you say
Hopefully
your birthday was, bro?
on Sunday.
Oh yeah, we'll
I'm
chop
turning
out then. We'll
32.
chop out.
Yeah,
Make
yeah.
sure you remind us
Sorry.
tomorrow when we go live, so we can give you
For
the
sure, for sure.
drop the beat and have a little
Definitely,
celebration.
definitely,
I'll have an apple
definitely.
juice for you as well.
It's a celebration, yeah, hopefully. But yeah,
Bless
big
you,
up to
bro.
you, man. Love,
Always,
love,
bro.
love.
Take
Take
easy,
care.
man. All right. Big up to M Mizzy as always. The team. All right. So looking at the current teams in the championship, not the teams that are going to get relegated. It's a bit nostalgic for me, but either Middlesbrough or Blackburn Rovers for me. Do you know what? QPR is a shout as well. Another London team means we could potentially get to that game. Do you know what? Selfishly, I'll say QPR. It'd be easy for us to get to that game. Blackburn Rovers, there is nostalgia there, and obviously they're Premier League winner as well. So one of those two teams. Middlesbrough, I've always grown up in Middlesbrough, been in the league for the majority of my life, as much as I can think anyway. But yeah. In terms of spoiling the party, do you know, if I'm not mistaken, since the first the first half season Klopp took over, so 15-16, I may be wrong here, but I don't think we finished the league season away from Anfield. So 15-16, I think was West Brom. We drew that game 1-1 last game of the season. 16-17, we beat Middlesbrough 4-0. Or was it 3-0? 3-0 or 4-0 to qualify for Champions League. 17-18, if I'm not mistaken, we beat Brighton. Or was it Huddersfield? It's Huddersfield or Brighton. 18-19, Wolves. 19-20. 19-20. It was 19-20. Last game of the season was Newcastle away. 3-1. Origi scored in that game. Mane scored. Virgil scored a header, I believe. 19-20 was away. 2021 was Crystal Palace at home. 2-0. Mane with a brace. Last season was Wolves at home. So yeah, it was Newcastle. I thought we hadn't played one away from Anfield. It was Newcastle. I think that Newcastle one feels weird because that was in the COVID season, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think there were any fans of that game. Or that was after the break. So yeah. Be interesting to see how we navigate that. Last game of the season is against a team that's been relegated already as well. So it'd be interesting to see how we play that game, especially if there's quote unquote nothing to play for. Because if I'm not mistaken, if we win this week, then fifth is definitely ours. And if Man U and Newcastle avoid, if they both win their next game, then they've qualified. So effectively, we could go into the last game and dare I say, some of the squad players and the players who are leaving, they could maybe get a little send off last game for their Liverpool career. So it'd be interesting to see how we go in that game. But yeah, championship team, I'll go QPR. I'll go QPR. Big up to M-Tar Mizzy as always. Right, people. And again, our next caller in. He used to have locks, but now he's got the fresh fade in the lineup. The one, the only, Zabiri.
Yo, big up, Cal. Can you hear me?
I hear you, Zabiri. Before you start, I want to give you your flowers and I want to apologize. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. You said a few months ago that you need to forget, and I quote, you need to forget about certain man and build your team around Trent. I said, Zabiri can't build your team around the right back, and Zabiri, he ain't playing well enough to build around him. You said, Cal, you need to move in midfield, and you need to build your team around Trent. Zabiri, Trent's moved into midfield effectively, and we're building a team around Trent. Zabiri, I don't know if you had special powers in the locks. But here's your flowers. You were right.
All right, still. Come on. I'm gonna have to let you hold them flowers for yourself still, man. Pollen and all that, bro. Hay fever and sinuses and that, bro. You know what I'm saying? But nah, you know what, man? Before I start as well, I want to apologize to the people that probably see me on other spaces dissing up Jones and all of that stuff. Listen, it's not even a diss to Jones, but you have to understand when people are critiquing players or the way they see the football. Yo, I don't know nothing about Jones, you know. Yeah. I don't know his style of play, what's his best attributes are. I don't know nothing. So when I'm like, yo, I don't rate it. You know what I'm saying? It's because I don't see enough of the kid. I don't know the kid. You know what I mean? And I don't think a lot of people say that often by saying like, yo, I don't know enough, or, you know, I don't know the guy at all. People try to do that. Oh, I don't know him, but let me see what he does on YouTube. I'll never do that still. But nah, I knew Trent can be the guy to build a team around, and big up to Sadiq with the expectation, because that's where I'm coming with this. You know where I'm going, bro.
That was a bar, innit?
It's a bar, but you've been ignoring me every time I try to show it to you. Listen, when you go into this transfer window, Cal, I want you to remember Sadiq. Don't remember me. Don't remember me. Go into the window and remember when Sadiq said about your expectation. Because if we get one player, I don't want your expectation of 3 or 4 to leave a bitter taste in your mouth about the owners and coming out here talking reckless. Don't say, oh, Zabiri said, nah, just remember what Sadiq said about expectation. And to Sadiq's question as well, I'd make Trent the vice captain, man. Because even what you just said, how could you say this just now and not say, you know what, Trent, you're the vice captain? Because remember, he got captain over Salah because he's been here longer than Salah. I'm just saying, you can't just be. I know what you guys expect, but I'm just saying, make sure you're consistent with your expectation and reality. And there's one player, Cal. I know you like this guy Kimmich and all that. We ain't really link with him too heavily and all that.
Him, bro. Don't expectations.
Listen to me. I'm gonna do you now. You can be Zabir with the locks or Zabir with the braids. I'm gonna be Cal with the nappy fro right now. Your fro was a nappy, but you know what I'm saying. Listen, Cal. If we go into this window, right? Because I just seen some fake clickbait talking about Liverpool looking at new target. It wasn't real. It literally dropped down while you lied.
Yeah.
If we don't get Kimmich, you see when September morning come around, you know them kids going back to school with new shoes and all that. I'm gonna be the grumpy kid wearing last year kicks. I'm gonna be certain acronym out. I'm gonna be certain letters out of here, bro. We gotta get certain letters up out of here.
Would you really?
Now here's the thing, bro. You have to be realistic, right? If you're gonna tell me there's nothing we can do in the window to please the fans, and I say, yo, okay, sound like you're gonna get one player. You gotta let the one player stick. Can't just give us Nunes. I knew Nunes wasn't gonna stick. Not the hindsight thing, but you have to give us the one player that we can go, big move. You can't give us the one player and go, it looks all right. Nah, we can't do that all right. I'm not trying to diss no man misses in that. but very rarely you see a man go down on one knee for a little alright thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man going down on one knee for the world. You know, man's like, nah, that's my word. I'm going down on one knee for that thing. Can't come with no little one Eze from Palace or none of nah. You got to come with a big boy. So
It's gonna be Kimmich.
I'm not saying it's gonna be Kimmich, but nah, if we can pull him in still,
Oh,
if we can pull him in.
Kimmich has been my dream signing for years, but I've just never
So you don't mention him. So you don't mention him.
I've not. That's why I ain't said a word.
Nah, but realistically, man, I can see us getting one player and maybe one on a free. And I think we'll be good, but I know the fans with the expectation won't allow that. So I'm here to just ask you, I know what your expectations are. What are you willing to accept coming in this summer?
What am I willing to accept?
Now what you want? I know you want the 3-4. So I'm gonna give you a range, okay? Here's the range.
Go on.
No signing to one signing and a free guy. We're not even signing 2 players.
1 + 1 free. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you willing to accept in there? I'm gonna tell you right now, I can't accept no signing.
No, I know. So, bro, I'm not.
No signing, because remember we're getting more in back. We're getting a few men back.
No,
but
if signing, I'm kicking off rotten on it.
Nah, I'm calling you man from Boston. I'm calling you man from Boston like this.
Nah.
But so the free signing, I don't know all the free signing. I think Kamada is on a free and Ndicka is on a free. I'll take the Ndicka guy still, the left-footed centre back. And then the one signing, if it's McAllister, I'll settle for McAllister and a centre back on the free. Not gonna lie, because Trenton midfield is looking good still. So I'll settle for McAllister and a Freeman. Would you settle for McAllister and a Freeman, or you want McAllister and another signing?
You know what I think? So there's 2 questions there. It's what I want and what.
I know. Cal, what you want, you ain't getting. So remember Sadiq saying, timestamp today. Just remember. I didn't say it. Expect.
All right, I'll be honest. What I'd accept 2 players and a free signing. That's the minimum I'll accept. 2
and a free. Still trying to squeeze the 3 guys in there. That's it's a lot. I don't know if we can pull that off still, but
that's the minimum I'm willing to accept.
All right. What if Klopp come out and be like, we got everything we need after?
Then you know what I'm gonna be saying.
Oh.
You know what I'm gonna be saying. I'm Liverpool first. I'm Liverpool over everything.
So you're Klopp out if we only get 2 players this coming window.
If we only get 2 players, and by December we're not in a title race, and let's say we're out of trophies, or I'm gonna be saying what I don't want to say.
What, you want to be in a title race by December?
Yes.
Nah, you need to get a tattoo. You got a tattoo?
No.
Nah, you need to go tattoo. Expectation leads to resentment. The title race in December.
Yes, I want to be in a title race from the beginning of the season to the end of the season. Zabir, I'm Liverpool over everything. I'm gonna have to get the next call on Zabir. We're gonna have to chop that up another time, but
Cow.
No, brother, I'm done settling, bro. I'm done settling. I'm done settling.
So when we was at the top and I said, Cal, you man are settling for the guy to build a foundation and decides we need a roofer. You was willing to settle with no roof.
I was, but I've changed now, bro. I've seen the Prem and I've seen the Champions League. I'm bougie now. I'm bougie now.
Okay. So you're trying to be on a yacht somewhere. Oil money and that.
Yeah.
Club got us eating bully beef and rice. All right.
We went through that stage already. We're meant to upgrade as we go through life. No.
You said we eating cup noodles in that. You done with that?
No. We did that. We did that back in the early days. I want proper meals now.
So we're done being the underdog. You ready to be the top dog?
No, we ain't no underdogs anymore. It's enough.
Bro, we've been underdog for 7 years. I've never seen an underdog story this long, you know.
You know what I mean? Like, you gotta stop now. Gotta stop.
Anyway, we'll be underdog as long as this dude is here, man. I've been trying to save you, man. But you man said I was too bougie.
We'll see.
But I'll take a player and a free still. Because I know what these two men are like, and FSG and Klopp. I know what they're like, bro. They'll do a man and a free still. But a good window would be 3 players and a free. You know what I mean?
I could live with that.
Yeah, but I don't know about the title challenge in December. I think
it has to.
Don't do the Arsenal thing. Just
no. I
tone it back
from day number 1 to day 38.
You say you want to be saying the quad settings the whole way.
I want to be doing this every stream. This season, I couldn't even throw up any hands.
We're like this.
Yeah, we're like this, sitting on my hands. Nah. Enough's enough now, man.
But I want to leave you with something. I know you're not this type of guy, but you need to be hopeful, bro. There's no better way to end the season than Man United falling off, bro. There's nothing to celebrate this season besides Man United falling off. I don't even care about Arsenal battling it, bro. Can you imagine them man coming 5th and we got Champions League?
That'd be amazing.
It'll be a great season. As bad as the season was, it'll be a great season. Yeah. But anyway, man, you know it's all love, bro. Big up to you, man. Yo, we're coming 4th, fam. Man United is giving us that, bro. They're weak. So. Them weak.
Big up Zaviri. Bless up Zaviri. Guys, just correct me if you think I'm wrong here, but I'm going to be honest. I'm done, man. I'm done settling. I'm done. Why are we settling? And again, before anyone comes at me and says this ain't Football Manager, it's not FIFA, I get you. And I'd like to think I've been sensible up until now. I'd like to think. I have my moments, but I'd like to think. But come on now, guys, man. The season after we struggled to get into top 4 with all the injuries, we signed 1 player. The season after we won the Champions League, we signed 1 senior player. We lost Genie, we brought in Thiago, Tsimikas, and we lost Genie and Lovren. We brought in Tsimikas, Thiago, and Jota. Fantastic window, but we were still left ourselves short. Last summer, we brought in 3 project players. 3 project players, 1 for a big fee and 2 for smaller fees, but 3 project players. No, man. You can't keep spinning the narrative. Can't keep saying, and look, when I say this, I'm not just saying it's Klopp and if they are all in. I will say this until I'm proven otherwise. Klopp and FSG are all in this together. One doesn't work without the other. Klopp accepts what FSG are doing. FSG wants to bestow what they're doing on Klopp. They both love each other and they merge. Not saying they don't have their disputes and disagreements, but they love each other. You have to understand they are in this together. And if they weren't, Klopp wouldn't stay at the club. Klopp is happy to work under these parameters. Does he want a little bit here and there, a bit more now and again? Maybe. But on the whole, he's happy with the ownership. So we can't say one happens without the other. But guys, I'm going to be real with you. In my opinion, we need 5 players this summer if we're going to compete. And when I say compete, I'm not talking about scraping top 4. I'm talking about properly competing. We need a centre-back. We need a right-back. We need at least 2 midfielders. And we need 1 more forward. I don't want to hear about we've got Núñez, Jota, Gakpo, Salah. No, we need another forward. We need another forward. We're going up against top quality teams, going up against City, who are going to be even stronger next summer. Arsenal are going to go and potentially improve their squad. They're talking about Declan Rice and Caicedo. Chelsea, they are going to eventually get it right. Newcastle are going to become a juggernaut. Man United ain't going to stop spending money. I don't want to hear this whole, oh, well, with Liverpool, we got to spend within our means. And no. I'm here to win. Wasn't it Shankly who built the foundation of this club? You think he's sitting there going, I'll be all right with fifth? Fifth, Shankly. Shankly, you think he'd settle for fifth? So when you guys sit there and you say the Liverpool way and all this, the Liverpool way was pretty much built from Shankly. You know what Shankly's one of his biggest phrases was? Finishing second means you're a loser. You either finish first or you've lost. That was what the club was built on. There's a reason we got 6 Champions Leagues and 19 league titles and all that. That didn't just happen because of a miracle. That happened because people at the club weren't content with just settling. We are no longer underdogs. The narrative stops. We haven't been underdogs since the end of 17-18. When we bought Alisson, Virgil, Fabinho, and Naby Keita and Shaqiri that summer, underdogs stopped. We're not underdogs anymore. We're just going up against a really tough competitor, Man City, but we ain't underdogs. It needs to stop, and Klopp needs to change his mindset from underdogs to we're the big dogs in the yard. We're the lions in the jungle. We're the tigers, not we're the hyenas and we'll get the scraps as long as we've got a full. Nah. We're the big dogs. Enough's enough, man. So Zubiri, the minimum I'm willing to accept is 2 signings and a freebie. But those 2 signings we bring in better be top quality. So big up Zubiri. Right. I'm going to get our next caller in. I think it might be the first time we've had this person on. I hope I'm not going to butcher your name. Kadima? Is it Kadema?
Yeah. Kadema.
Kadima. Big up. Evening, bro. How are you?
I cool. So yeah, good evening. How are you, Carl?
I'm not too bad, brother. Not too bad. Had a long week, but I'm good.
Right. So I'll just get straight to the point here. We need to start behaving like the massive club that we is.
Thank you.
Imagine, I from Trinidad, right? And I a fan of Liverpool since 2005 when I was 9 years old. You dig?
I hear you.
Man go through the Roy Hodgson era. You think I want to go back there?
Yeah. One sec, brother. Stay there. One sec. Good night.
Yeah.
Love you.
I youth.
Yeah. One of
All
them.
right. So what I saying is, men was in the mud. We was in the gutter.
Yeah.
Why you think when men is millionaires and they go broke, they just kill themselves?
Yeah.
I taste Champions League and the Prem, and you want man to go back in Europe?
This is what. Thank you.
Blood. So last year when you tell me we holding out because we was waiting for this man who going in Royal Madrid. How to call him? Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
The light skin fella with the hairline.
Yeah. Yeah.
So them man where you want to sign this year, man like McAllister and them. So what was stopping we from signing them last year?
Facts.
And man like Brentford man and them had a banter me. LFC.
Facts.
Come on, blood. That's a mad thing. That's a mad.
Yeah.
This summer, dog, I love Jurgen Klopp. I'm so glad Jurgen is a red, you know?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we have to face reality. This club is like Sentiment FC too much. Okay?
Yeah.
You're not talking about Shanks and Paisley, and at the end of the day, them was ruthless businessmen.
Yeah.
Winning this league means every fucking thing, yo. Everything.
Fact.
Sorry to cuss.
No, you're right. You're right.
You understand? But I had to get passionate. You understand? United been in shambles. Imagine we had a powerhouse of a team, 18, 19, 19, 20. Everybody does say it. We are supposed to win more than we actually win.
Yeah.
Right? And one other thing I think too, this heavy metal style where Klopp have, that is wear out man legs more, that wearing you out. What you going with Verge?
Yeah.
Man, like Perez, I nearly blood come out my eye when I see that car.
That is true.
Man gets skin like a fish boy. A snake boy, I'm telling you, dog. See that I see Virgil pulling out a 50-50 and all kind of thing. I say, what?
Yeah.
That one hurt, man. So we need a defender badly. 3
Yeah.
midfielders, and I need another right winger. Because Salah, God bless him, man. God bless Salah. Oh, God, I can't stop Lord and Mohammed Salah. But he need help, yo. We can't
Yes.
depend on him. He can't be with talisman forever.
Yeah.
You understand? So Klopp and FSG have to go hard in this summer window, bro. I not in this banter FC thing, blood.
Yes.
Minimum Champions League. That is an obligation as far as I am concerned.
Yes.
That ain't even come on, bro. Come on, blood.
Facts.
When Fergie was running things in United, coming third was about coming third. Oh my, coming third.
Never.
You mad that like relegation? If I didn't, well, Thursday nights are Europa. I ready and I didn't prepare myself. Cause and the fan base too, dog. Please, people. I know we love Millie and all of them. You understand? Like I say, underrated, criminally underrated. You understand? Because certain men sat back Liverpool, come on, when we was winning all them things.
Yeah.
So the men know, you understand? They're going to just say, well, it's halftime. You don't know who club bringing on the 60 minutes. Millie and whoever, right? Men seeing that and feel like it's banter now, but big up man like Millie still, dog. And Bobby. Oh, my God. See, Senor, give the ball to Bobby every flicking time.
Facts.
Man, go on YouTube and watch the compilations of this match.
Trust me.
I tell you, the cheek and the audacity of this young man to even attempt some of the things what he was doing and getting through. Wow.
Facts.
I don't know. See, Brazil and South America, they have a factory pumping them out, dog.
Yeah.
And one last point here.
Go for it, brother.
Man like Darwin, you were saying, get him, man, mister. This year was the next year. This year was the year under his belt, so yeah. Next year, if he not putting in them easy shots on them, dog, get him out of my club, son.
Yeah.
65 million.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
All right. So big up and respect everybody inside Kop-Ish, you understand? The other day I already find out about all them men, but all is like real. And you know, all the real 42 real kicks with you and Matt and my boy Jeff and them, you understand? So pick up all yourself.
Big up yourself, bro. Don't let this be your last time calling, man. Really enjoyed speaking to you.
No. Next week, please, Lord. As long as I hear a certain time, well, I'm working from home these days. Certain times they just call me to go in the office. But as long as I hear and you're available, I must call in, you know.
Appreciate you, man.
Right.
Bless
Big
you,
up
sir.
all the love from Trinidad. Bless up all my cousin and them. Man,
Bless you.
Man like Glendon and them. Big up all yourself, dog.
Big up yourself, bro. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Brilliant call there. Brilliant call. Hold on, before I chop up what Kameda just said, I got a shout out to Lee Chappie. Says POS won't be able to rely on Leicester to help on Monday night. Gonna be a Fox massacre. Look, Lee, I hear you, man. I think top four's gone. I think that Brighton result kind of just put the nail in the coffin. For me, Leicester they should just fight for themselves for their own survival, personally. I still think Leicester can stay up. I think you get a win on the last day of the season. I think Everton lose their last 2 games. I think you stay up. So it's Kudema. I'll make sure I remember that. But now, big up yourself, Lee Chappie. Guys, make sure you go and head over to Lee's channel and subscribe as well. Kadema, I'm not gonna lie. So many facts. So many facts. We have to, as a fan base, stop being so sentimental sometimes. We can appreciate without being too sentimental. Because we can't accuse Klopp of being too sentimental, and us fans do the same. And I'm guilty of it as well. I believe I've had a massive mind shift this season. I think this season has brought the best to me, but it's also brought the worst to me, and it has allowed me to be more open-minded. A couple of weeks ago, my friend Andre called in, and me and him play football together, and obviously he's a Liverpool fan, so inevitably we chop up Liverpool on a daily basis. And it wasn't that long ago where I said to him, I was like, look, I'm never selling Firmino and I'm never selling Fabinho. Now, I mean, we're losing Firmino on a free, and I think it's the right decision. And I would sell Fabinho in the summer and upgrade him as a player, but I don't think we'll do that as a club. So it'll be interesting. But nah, Kadema, brilliant call. Hope to see you plenty more times, man. Big up yourself. All right, let's get the next caller in. Zlatan, can you hear me? Are you there, Zlatan?
I
Yes. How you doing,
you
brother?
caught me off guard, so I was just
sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You know what? I was just having some food. I thought I was gonna pop up. You know, you'd call on me, and I'll be like, I am not ready. Just hold on. Let me finish up.
No, you're cool. What's on the menu?
I don't know. Oh, calzone, actually.
Okay. Little
I don't know
Italian
if you know
tonight, yeah?
what calzone is.
Yeah, Italian.
Italian, yeah. It's like
Yeah.
it's like a pizza, but it's stuffed with
Yeah.
a whole bunch of very delicious cheese and chicken and a
Yeah.
whole bunch of stuff.
No, I love Italian food. What you got for us tonight, brother?
Tonight, I am more of there's just more of a rumors that I've seen from articles. So I saw that I think it was like maybe a week or two ago, GIC have pulled out of the deal. That was one of them that I was concerned about because they were supposed to be buying a third of the club for
Yeah.
1.3 billion quid. So that's probably gone.
Yeah.
But one of the other rumors is that, or an article that I read is David Lynch mentioned that we probably lost 4 transfer windows because of the way we financed the expansion of the Anfield Road,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, that meant that Klopp couldn't rebuild. At least he didn't have the funds to rebuild um, for most of those 4 transfers, and then and he's also at fault for not.
Sorry to cut you, bro. I've just pulled your time. Did he say that, or didn't he? I think he said for the last 4 windows, we were a player short for 4 windows or something like that.
I think we were short on funds. I think that's what he mentioned.
Okay,
if I remember correctly.
Time.
It's because I think the expansion cost around, I want to say about, I forgot the figures, maybe 100 to 200 million pounds. So that would mean that, it would take out at least 50 million pound per transfer.
Okay.
So it's essentially, I think this is an excuse that we lost 4 transfer windows because of that. But I've been going through the financial statements for LFC from last year, and most of the cost seems to be mainly the fact that we pay huge bonuses. At least that's what on the financial it says, and then the fact that we doubled up the number of employees for the club. So the people like that are hostesses or that are game day employees have been doubled up. I think that's one of the reasons that we have huge huge bills and we don't make as much profit. That is the claim officially. But yeah, so £7.5 million profit.
So
So
again, I'm no financial expert, so I'm not even claiming you are. So again, apologies for throwing you in the deep end here.
sure.
But am I right in saying, you see, when they say like playing staff and all that stuff,
Mhm.
is that not? Are they including everyone in that? Because I still can't get my head around that we've got the second highest wage bill in the league and all this. When you've got other teams like City and Man United who pay astronomical wages to certain players, are they including everyone in those financial figures as opposed to just the footballers?
So there are two types of costs, or at least huge costs they mention. Our wage bill, just the players, is around £325 million. And then they have something called on the financial statement administrative cost or administrative expenses. That includes pretty much everybody else that is salaried employee. That also includes on part-time employees that are just game day employees.
Okay.
I think they doubled the game day employees from 930 to about 1900 or something like that. But that administrative cost by itself is around 200 something million, which is crazy to me that
That
they
don't
would be
seem
paying
right.
that much.
Something seems wrong there.
Yep, very fishy, very fishy. And yes, yeah, they pay a lot of money to agents, bonuses, and all that stuff. So that adds up. But you know, we don't do it conventionally. I think that's the main issue. But yeah, so in terms of the questions I have,
Go for it.
it's so let's say we are looking at further down the future, 3-4 years. Who do you think will be the perfect fit replacement for Salah that would be able to replace him? That is currently playing in other leagues, not outside of England.
Okay.
And then who would be the perfect alternative to Jude Bellingham if we were to say, this player is on his level besides Barella? I want to caveat it by that.
Okay. Outside of the Premier League, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, they're two tough questions. They're
You
really
gotta
hard
be hard.
questions. You ain't made this easy for me at all, especially the second one.
we gotta do some research,
Oh, jeez. All right. I'll chop that up now.
All right, man.
So, Latan, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a blessed rest of the day, bro.
You too. Take care.
You too, bro. That's a really tough one. The Bellingham. I'm gonna have a little think about the Bellingham one. The Salah one, again, I'm an open book with you guys most of the time. Shabazz, he's already cussing me in the comments. Diaby, like left-footed. All right. Outside of Diaby, if he's all right regarding injuries, Chiesa, I think, has a potential to be a really special footballer. But I don't know how he's going to come back from the knee injury. And I know he's been decent since he's been back. HR Barcola, shout out to John II. He's been telling me about Barcola. I've not seen much of him to say. I've only seen snippets on YouTube. I can't fully formulate an impression of him based on YouTube. I'd have to see him play a couple games before I even say anything. He seems good. He's right-footed though. Again, I want a left-footed right winger. I want an inverted winger. So Moussa Diaby, he's the guy, man. For me, he's the guy. And it's funny. I watched the Man City Real Madrid game, and I saw when Vinicius had the race with Walker and Walker blew him out the water. I'd love to see a foot race between Walker and Moussa Diaby. I really would love to see that. I think that would be real fun. But for me, yeah, Moussa Diaby. Again, Mark, I think I saw you say, why would you come here to sit on the bench? Yeah, I hear you. That's where Klopp's management comes in because Musa Diaby can play left and right, and we do need another winger. Shout out to BW. Adeyemi is a shout. Adeyemi is the one I wanted us to sign before we went to Borussia Dortmund because he would have covered centre forward and right wing. I think you have to get a right winger who can cover both wings or a different position as well, or else there isn't much place for him to come and get a lot of games, especially with how Klopp's rotation is with certain players as well. But for me, yeah, it's Musa, man. Musa Diaby, I think he's a special talent and could really go on to achieve great things, especially under Klopp and the system and all that. Kudos is another good player as well. If not Adeyemi or Diaby, I don't know. Shirky, I wouldn't. Shirky's good as well. I'd play with Shirky in midfield though, especially in our team. I do want rapid, tricky wingers. Shirky's very tricky, but I wouldn't say he's rapid. I want a rapid player who can really stretch defenses. Bowen's a shout. Elise is a shout as well. Although I think Elise more suits the style of Man City than a Liverpool. Bowen, I think, suits us more than you'd suit a Man City. Even though I think Elise might be the better player out of the two. But for me, it's not just a case of who the better player is, it's who's the better fit. And I think Bowen would be the better fit for us, even though I think Elise is the better player. Yeah, just my opinion there. I'd love to see from you guys. Rafinha's a no for me. I've never been super high on Rafinha. I know Matt is a massive Rafinha fan before we went to Barca. Rafinha's a no for me. Yeah, throw some more names out, guys. I'd like to see what you guys say. Bellingham alternative from outside the league. Bloody hell, that's a tough one. Looking for a goal scoring midfielder, I'd probably go Szoboszlai. I'm a big fan of Szoboszlai. I think Szoboszlai would be the one I'd go for. I know he's not similar to Bellingham, but I'd go Szoboszlai. I think he could be really good in this team. Florian Wirtz is a good shout as well. Sony, don't do that, Sony. I'm not saying that Klopp. I would not say Klopp would ruin Elise. I don't think he'd ruin Elise. I just don't think we'd get the best out of Elise because of how we play. We like our wingers to be penetrative and I don't really see that as being Elise's game. But yeah, Szoboszlai would be the one for me. All right, going to get our next caller in. It's the legend of Friday, let's be honest. He's the one you guys all wait for. Essex Pat were on the way. Bruno, welcome to the show, bro.
Hi. First
How
of
you
all,
doing, bro?
I've got to say this. Zabiri, I love you, mate. But I've said it on this show many times, and I will say it again. Finishing in the top 4 is not good enough, right? Finishing top 4, that's not good enough. We don't do that here. We're not Tottenham bottlers, yeah? We don't do that here. We don't sit here putting Madonna's Celebration and dancing while finishing top 4. We don't do that here. So that's the first thing. Let's shut that down right here, right now. We don't do that here. Secondly, right? So Firmino's back. Firmino's farewell party, shall we call it? I'm hoping that the players turn up tomorrow against Aston Villa. Because Aston Villa, they deserve a bit of a beating from us. When's the last time we battered them? When Gerrard scored a hat-trick against them back in 2009? And then battered them since we battered them 6-0 when we went to their place. So they are due a bit of a beating. But if we're thinking about it in my head, predictions-wise, to be on the safe side, 2-1 to be, and then my heart's probably saying what, 3-1 in my heart. And then the other thing I've got to say is this: the transfer window. We need to be aiming for higher. We need to be aiming for high expectations here, right? None of this free transfers crap. Yeah, none of this buying players for free. Like, what in the name of garbage is this? Huh? What in the name of garbage is this? I heard what Zabiri said. That's another thing. I'm sorry, Zabiri, but we don't do that here. Buying players for free. Like, what in the name of garbage is this? We're not Rochdale. We're not flipping We're not Carlisle United. We're not Scunthorpe, man. We are Liverpool Football Club. We are the bride, the person that's actually doing the kissing, not the flipping person that's giving the bride away. Yeah? We don't do that here. Yeah? We are not that person over there that's sitting here giving the bride, walking the bride down the aisle. No, we don't do that here. Yeah? We are Liverpool Football Club, first place, none of it second place, third place, fourth place. And have you heard the thing about the Champions League? Because apparently 2024-25 season, fifth place gets Champions League. Well, even if we do get fifth place and get the Champions League, I don't give a rat's ass. That's not good. That's not good enough. I expect doubles. I expect trebles. I expect title-winning seasons. Yeah, I want to see Man United fans crying. That's what I want to see. I want to see Man United fans cry. I want to see Kaz getting angry. Yeah, I want to see Terry getting angry. I want to see him crying, cringing in his videos. I want to see that. Yeah, we're not that over there. We're not flipping Tottenham. And by the way, speaking of Tottenham, Everton, when was the last time they won a trophy? 1995, yeah? How many things have we won since then? We won at least 30 trophies, so there's a bit of banter for Everton. Yeah? Who are, unfortunately, I hope they do get relegated because Pickford is an absolute idiot and a scamper, right? And as for Tottenham, they haven't won a trophy since... they haven't won a trophy. The last time they won a trophy, they haven't won a trophy since Very Odd Parents. Very Odd Parents. They haven't won a trophy since Cartoon Network. Yeah, the old version.
The old version. Big up Cartoon Network. I grew up on Cartoon Network.
They haven't won a trophy. They haven't won a trophy since Tom and Jerry. I could go on and on. I could go on and on. They haven't won a trophy since the old flip phones that you used to get. The old BlackBerry phones. I could
the Motorola's.
Yeah, I could go on and on. See, I've got to go because others have got to come on here. But before I leave, here's a message. And Zabiri, you need to pay attention to this. Second place is diarrhea. Do you understand? Yeah? It's leftover pasta. I'll tell you what, it's leftover broccoli. It's leftover lasagna. Yeah? We don't do that here. That's the message. Keep ringing that same bell. Second place is non-existent. It doesn't exist in a dictionary. Kopish? Understand? Good. Now, that's all I've got to say. Thank you very much. I'll see you next week.
You got yourself, Bruno. The legend that is Bruno. Look, to be fair to Zabiri wants first place as well. We've got to hold the club accountable. We've got to hold our owners and our manager accountable. We have to. They're the ones that set the precedent. I mean, Klopp has said numerous times he's happy just to compete. I want a manager who's happy to win. Owners, they speak for themselves. They are just happy to be around. Let's be honest. MP, no. Look, me and Zabiri disagree on a lot. We disagree on a lot. But when I have to call it out when it's Zabiri doesn't want one signing. Zabiri thinks we're going to get one signing. There's a big difference. I want 5 players, guys. I think the maximum we get is 3 in the summer. But I want 5. I want 5. Like we can't, like Zabiri and me disagree, but I can't sit here and say, look, he wants more than one. I think he just settled himself to thinking we will get one. So I think he's going to live with it. But that, again, that's for you guys to discuss with Zabiri. But I speak to Zabiri enough to know what he wants. Pause. Right. Let's get our next caller in. massive friend of the channel, always supported us from day one. He has his own channel as well, Glasgow Reds TV. It's been a little while, and we still need to chop up some stuff. I need to go on his channel as well, make an appearance. The one and only John Moore. John, you there, brother? There we go.
Pick up, mate. Pick up.
How you doing, my bro?
I'm all good, mate. How's you?
Not too bad, man. I feel like I haven't spoken to you properly in ages, man.
It's been a while, mate. Been a while.
It has been. How you been keeping?
I've lost a bit of her since then.
I know. I see you going for the drifty look.
Mate, you gotta make savings somewhere in life. Barbers getting too dear these days.
Oh, is it? Oh, fair. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. My barber's good, so I haven't really felt that pinch in that aspect. The rest of life, I feel a pinch. Believe me. Even Morley's has gone up, bro. So I'm feeling it.
I'm just a tight ass fucking Irish bastard.
No,
I don't like spending money, mate. So
neither do I. I hear you.
But I rate it. No, it's good to be back on, mate. It has been a wee way, but
it's a pleasure's all mine, man.
Last time we spoke was on Statman show. Where's the tap?
No, it's Kopish merch tonight. Kopish merch tonight.
I like the way with this name.
Yeah, Kopish merch.
I like the way with this name. So what? I was listening to your show. I think it was on Tuesday. And you were going back and forward about the right back situation.
Yeah.
Now, Drifty, I love you, so don't come at me.
Yeah.
But I'm going to call you out.
Yeah.
Do not disrespect my man, Conor Bradley.
This is what people haven't watched him. That's what it is. People haven't watched him.
Mate, I'm telling you, Conor Bradley, I genuinely do believe he could play right back at our team.
Oh, I don't know if I go that far.
I genuinely do believe, even Ramsey. I don't think people watch Ramsey properly. I watched him for a full season last year. He killed the Scottish League.
I know. I rate them. I look at the standards though. You think of people like a Carl Walker, a Wan-Bissaka.
You look at Trent. Would you have thought Trent would be the player he is today when he's getting first thrown in?
That's fair. I stand corrected. That's fair.
You know what I mean? So
and Robbo as well. You know what? Robbo as well.
So to be able to see these guys' full potential, you need to give them minutes on the pitch, or you're never going to see the full potential.
Very true.
So, in my personal opinion, I've watched Conor Bradley very closely. Obviously, Conor Bradley is an Northern Irish guy. He plays from Northern Ireland, so he plays from my country. So I've seen him grow up over the years. Mate, the guy's a baller. Not just that, he's not just a right back, mate. He can play right wing back. He can play right midfield. I've seen him play as 6 a couple of times as well, and he didn't look out of place.
Yeah, that's fair. It's fair.
So I think Drifty maybe needs to watch back in Conor Bradley and put a wee bit more respect on his name.
Let me ask you then, John, while I've got you, who would you say is more ahead in their development, Conor Bradley or Calvin Ramsey?
I would say Conor Bradley.
This is what, again, I've been saying this to people, and I think because Calvin Ramsey's a new signing and Conor Bradley's come through the academy, I think automatically people will assume that Calvin Ramsey's a better player. I do actually think, as things stand right now, it's 50-50.
I do.
I'd probably even say maybe still Conor.
Don't wrong. I don't think there's much in it.
Yeah, me neither.
But I think he is slightly ahead of Ramsey. I think maybe Ramsey could do a season out on loan.
Yeah.
Maybe to a championship team, put a wee bit of muscle on. That way he's up against real proper men. Let's face it, Scottish football isn't the greatest. But at the same point, it's still professional football. You're still playing against men.
Yeah.
So I think a season in the championship would do him a world of good. I mean, Bradley's doing brilliant at Bolton. I mean, people need. I think they need to put a wee bit of respect on his name.
So do you think then we shouldn't buy a right back in the summer then?
I don't think we should. I don't think we need one.
You don't think so, no?
I don't think so. I think we have. I've loaned out Ramsey, and then we have Bradley, Joe Gomez, and Trent, all for the right back position. Now, I don't want to see Trent at right back. I don't.
Yeah, but he can play as an emergency.
He can go in there as an emergency. So we've got Bradley and Gomez. Now, I would say Gomez is probably going to be the first choice. But in my opinion, I would start the season with Bradley as first choice right back. So I would. But obviously, that's not what's going to happen. If it ain't going to play Joe Gomez.
Yeah.
I'm just giving my opinion. No, I could be completely wrong, but I've seen this guy over the years, and I think he's a quality player. But there is a couple of more things I want to bring up. Now, I'm going to call it somebody else who said something yesterday, which I'm real not happy about this one.
Go on.
Honestly, the disrespect that was shown to our club, it's despicable.
Who was
it?
I'm
calling you out. I know you personally, so you know I'm doing this. He turned around and said, he had the cheek to turn around and say the Etihad, not the Etihad, the Etihad is a bigger fortress than what Anfield is ever been.
No, I can't agree with that.
Did he not watch Barcelona Liverpool Champions League semi-final?
Did
he not watch Olympiacos?
Here's the thing. I'd go far as saying in the Premier League currently, I mean, even this season, we've only lost one at home this season, right?
One at home.
I can't agree with Daps on that. I'd say the Etihad is the second most difficult place to go to in the league.
It's the second most, but
yeah, and
for me, Anfield is made above the Etihad.
If I'm not mistaken, Man City typically in a season probably lose more at home than they lose away from home, right?
Well, mate, the last couple of seasons, I'm near sure Man City have lost maybe 2-3 games at home, where we don't lose many at home.
Well, yeah, it was 1920 is the only season we went where we had a few games at home.
Yeah, we had a bad run of form.
But barring that,
we don't lose many at home.
Yeah, we don't lose at home. Like Anfield is a whole nother beast. Let's be honest. Real Madrid came this season and made us look stupid, but that was kind of our own doing. Not taking anything away from Real Madrid, but Anfield's a problem.
Yeah. I mean, that was literally all our own doing against the Real Madrid. We took our foot off the gas. We were 2-0 up, and we literally took our foot off the gas. Well, that's our fault. So it was. We thought this is easy.
Yeah.
So
we took it for granted,
that was our own doing. I mean, if you look at Jose Mourinho, I remember an interview with Jose Mourinho in Arsene Wenger, who both say that Anfield is the most feared stadium in England. Henry said it.
Yeah.
No, you're talking about some of the greatest managers in the world, and the greatest player, arguably one of the greatest players in Premier League history.
Yeah.
So they can't all be wrong.
The thing is, I understand why Dap said it, especially based off.
I get where he's coming from,
I don't
but
agree.
I think he needs to word it differently.
This season, they've been the most feared team to go to this season, but over the last 5-6 years, I say it's been Liverpool.
But how many games they lost this season at home?
I don't actually know how many they've lost full stop. I don't feel like Man City have lost a bunch of games this season. I feel like they've drawn more than
they've lost 2 games at home this season. We've only lost
in the seat. They've only lost 4 games all season.
Yeah, they've lost 2 at home, 2 away.
So again, we've lost 1 game at home. The rest have been on the road.
So what is the fortress?
Yeah, that's what I mean. And this has been our worst season, even at our worst.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. So Daps, I mean, I'm calling you now. Mate, get on my channel and explain yourself, because we need it. We need a public apology.
Yeah, I might have to hit up Daps as well.
That's banger of order, mate. Banger of order.
Might have to message him with that one.
Oh, Daps, it is all love. It also all respect. You know, respect him.
Nah, big up Daps, man.
But yeah, the other thing I was going to bring up is the top 4 race. If you actually look at the points in the games, man, Newcastle and United have very difficult games coming up. So like very, very difficult games, tricky games. I'm going to stick my neck out in the line, and I've said to you about this before.
You have.
So I think I know what I think you know what I'm going to say here.
No. You think
we're finishing third.
You think we finished third? That not even I thought you'd go that far. You think
I think we finished third?
No, I can't see it.
I see Newcastle. I mean, I generally see Newcastle dropping points, and I see Man United falling out.
I don't.
I'm just saying, you heard it here first.
Look, bro, if you get it right, bro, then we owe you something. But I just can't see it from here.
I don't know, man. I just
can't see it.
Man, it's Liverpool Football Club. It's just, let's be honest, it's probably our worst season.
Yeah.
Ever since the year we were champions.
Yeah, this is worse than the season where the COVID season. This is worse.
And so, for us to be at this point in our worst season, probably in my life, still with a chance of top 4.
No, I wouldn't say it's the worst season of my life. This isn't the worst season of our lives, John. Let's be real, bro. We've gone through Hodgson.
No, Hodgson. We went through. I put that in the back of my mind. That was way back there somewhere.
Yeah, cool.
Why'd you bring Hodgson up? Jesus.
No, I just want to be clear to the viewers that this ain't the worst season of our lifetime.
I generally forgot all about Roy Hodgson. That's all I did. Yeah. I mean, why'd you remind me that? That's bad memories. That's pain. But one of the worst seasons, and we're still in chance. We're in touch distance of top 4.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be unlike Liverpool to go on and finish third, is what I'm saying. We've did it before. We do come up with these magical moments in a season. We do.
This isn't us coming up with magical thing though. This would be other teams doing magic for us, and I think that's where I don't share the sentiment, bro. If this was in our hands,
maybe so, but like I say, it wouldn't be very unlike Liverpool. It wouldn't be. And tell you what, the thing that actually really pisses me off, Cal, is we're such close distance to top 4. It's our worst. We agree, worst season in maybe 10 years.
Yeah,
easy. So if we're in touching distance of top 4 and it's our worst season in 10 years, picture what we could have did if we actually.
Yeah, no, this is one. I feel like we've thrown this season away.
Well, we could have run. We generally could have run away with that league title.
Yeah, we could have.
Because Man City,
anywhere close to the heights we previously hit, we'd be up there.
80 points. Man City's going to win the league back. I mean, we had what, 97 points last season.
90. No, we got 92. I actually
92?
think City will break the 90-point barrier. But again, if we were in a title race, then I would have said we could have gone to the Etihad and got a point as opposed to lost.
Yeah.
So that would have taken 2 points away from. We could have, if we had done what we were meant to have done in the summer, we would have been in a title race, and I think we could have won it. And I think we could have won the Champions League if we had a proper summer.
100%.
It's our own doing.
The Champions League is one where. Sorry, man, I don't mean to take up too much time.
No,
the Champions League is not one where I'm not really. Doesn't really bother me in a way. Because we've got 6 of them.
Yeah.
I need to overtake Man United in league titles.
Same, and we should have done it by now. We should have done it by now.
I need to shut them bastards up, mate. I do.
Yeah.
That's all they have over us is the league titles.
Yeah.
If we get overtake games league titles, we've overtaken them in the European Cups. They can never talk to us.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, there's but just one last thing, very, very quickly.
Go for it, bro.
On the face captaincy. Now, again, I've spoke to you about this before.
Yeah.
I mean, I give the Rabble.
I'm not mad at that.
I think Rob would be an excellent face captain.
Yeah, I'm not mad at
the
that.
reason being because he's used to being captain. Now, I understand the argument with Trent, but Trent's not used to that responsibility.
Yeah.
Or Trent has, Robbo has a whole country on his shoulders when he wears that armband. So I think it'd be more beneficial for Robbo to get it and more of a hindrance if Trent was to get it. I think you could see him maybe fall down a wee bit.
Yeah.
Maybe the confidence drops if he has a bad game because of the captaincy. So I would take it off. I would take it off Hendo, give it to Rabble.
Oh, you strip Hendo of the captaincy?
I would strip him of the captaincy. I don't think he's going to play enough games next season. And yeah, I want my captain on the pitch every single weekend.
Henderson,
So
in my opinion, is going to play a lot more than people think. I think next season.
I think he could. It depends on our summer. But
even regardless of our summer, Klopp loves Henderson. He loves.
He does, mate. He does. I'm not going wrong. He does, but I just don't think he has the legs to do it anymore. I generally don't.
No, I agree.
I will give it. I would take it off him, give it to Rabble, and then maybe make Verge as vice captain. Either Verge or Mo Salah. I'd rather them two for vice captain.
No, Alisson, no.
No, I mean, I don't like goalkeepers being captains.
No, that's fair. I know a lot of people don't, to be fair.
Because you can't. Then, I mean, if you're a captain, how you make the pass on a message to your forward?
I mean, Alisson shouts quite loud, but I hear it as well. Yeah.
If he's shouting at him, then the other players, the opposite team's going to hear what he's saying.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? So if they're trying to change tactics, you don't want the opposition hearing your tactics.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I don't like goalkeepers having captaincies.
No, I hear it.
But as always, Cal, thank you very much for having me on. It's always better. Much love, much respect.
Look, we've got to sort something out, especially now the off season is going to be around the corner as well.
Mate.
I'm definitely going to jump on the channel, yeah.
100%. I mean, I'm anytime you want me, anytime at all.
Appreciate
respect,
you,
guys.
Bless you, bro. Bless your family as well.
See me, mate. Hope the family as well.
Yeah, they're all good, bro. Causing me headache as always.
Nice one. Oh, and Drifty, please don't come for me. Please. Yeah. I don't want that smoke.
No. Big up yourself, John. Bless up,
Big
bro.
up, mate. Take care.
Big up to John. Make sure you go and check out his channel, Glasgow Reds TV. Right, people. Got one more caller left. You know him by now. I'll call him Uncle. He's my Caribbean uncle. He's got his own channel as well. So, people, you know what I'm going to say to you. Anfield Rods. Go and check out his channel. Go and subscribe. Here he is. The one, the only. Uncle Rod in the building.
Where's Matt today?
He can't make it today. He can't make it.
It's a Magnum, innit?
Yeah.
Man, Joe for some Magnum said, "Yo, brother, I can't make it tonight, you know, brother. I can't my important engagements tonight." Yeah, that's my boy, man. That's my boy. Yeah. I love that you know. The man, you listen to the man drinking the Magnum, he's beating it hard, you know. Look around his missus making iron. Love that you there. I can't tell you how much I love that you there still. You know what I mean? So how you been, Cal? How you been, family?
I'm all right, man. Health's been a little bit up and down and all that over the last couple of weeks, but I'm all right, man.
What's that? You got cold and shit?
No, I've had like tonsillitis and sinus. I always have sinus issues, but I had really bad tonsillitis and all that, which is why I wasn't last week. Last week I wasn't really about, and then just struggling a little bit. But I'm here, man. I got life in my lungs and I got air in my lungs. Yeah. God's blessing me. Family's good.
Family good, yeah.
Yeah, brother. As long as the family is good, I'm all right, man. So I can't complain.
That's good. Listen, we've had a indifferent season this season. I think that very indifferent season. It's been sort of up and down and stuff, and I don't think there's going to be a dry eye in the ground tomorrow when a certain Firmino plays his last home game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was looking back at some of the games he's played in that, and I've come to the sort of like, you know, the reasoning that he's the best Brazilian that's been in the Premiership. To me,
yeah.
There's not. Can you name any other Brazilian that's made an impact in the Premiership like Firmino has?
The only other one I can think of off the top of my head is Coutinho.
Yeah, and he was with Liverpool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even with him at the end of the day, it's not as if he stayed right until the end. You know what I mean?
Sorry, do you know who? Guess who we've forgotten? Alisson Becker.
I know, but you see, Alisson Becker's like a different thing, though, isn't it? It's a different thing. He's a goalkeeper, and you know what is they not only
Fernandinho's a shout as well for Man City, you know.
No.
I'm not. He's not ahead of Firmino, but he did his thing for Man City still.
Yeah, he could say he deserves a I hail up down the road still. You say, yeah, my brother, you're good. Yeah. You know when you shout out back to right down the road, brother, you're good. Yeah. That was. But when you talk about proper impact and proper sort of like, you know what, he made something different to the Premiership. Do you know what I mean? Because put it this way, there's not many Brazilians that do. I mean, I can understand about Fernandinho because he was a good character. He was a nice person because like then they sort of like, you know, because he spoke very good English, he's a translate for his Brazilian friends and stuff, and he was calm. It's the same like with Alisson Becker. Alisson Becker, he's a good human being. Not only was he's a good footballer, he's a good human being because he baptized the youth there, you know.
Yeah.
Imagine that, you know, baptize them youth there, you know, and like he's very calm, don't get himself involved. But for charisma, flair, and just something Brazilian, you know what I mean? Something Brazilian. He has to be Firmino. Do you know what I mean? And some of the things he's done and everything that when he scored that goal against Arsenal, he didn't even look. He didn't even look. Imagine that he just didn't say, yeah, I made it to the brother. Brother, I made it to the dog. How we talk about? And then, you know, then when he took on the free players and stuff, scored that goal against PSG, do you know what I mean? His celebrations, everything, you know what I mean? And you know, them man, that some of them Brazilians, most of them Brazilians, they're very warm-hearted people, you know. They're very warm-hearted people. Do you know what I'm saying? And like, you know, look at when Lucas Leiva left. You know what I mean? When he left and everything, get that speech and everything, the man was in tears. Yeah. The man was in tears, and his wife was in tears as well. You know what I mean? So there's not going to be a dry eye. But we've had a very, very indifferent season this season. It's been very interesting. It's been up and down, and there's times that the day we didn't think we were going to make this sort of like Europa Cup Conference League. You know what I mean? There was time. There was time.
Fact.
And I was like thinking to myself, oh, if we get into the Europa Cup and that, I thought to myself, you know what, at the end of the day, that's a bad one. But then I started to think to myself, you know what? It's not really. You know what I mean? I start to think to myself, I'd be more upset if we didn't wait to the Europa Cup next season, much less than being in it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I honestly think we got the team, we got the team, and we got the manager, and to win the tournament. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes, it will be nice at the end of the day to sort of like to get into the Champions League, and we still may do. We still may do get in the Champions League, either if it's from Man United dropping points, or either that new system they're doing. I don't like the new system, this heritage thing, but apparently that kicks in next season, you know?
Yeah.
Apparently that kicks in next season. So we can finish 5th, but still getting in the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I'm not for it. I don't like it. You know, because I think at the end of the day, you should get in these tournaments on merit. It should be on merit. Do you know what I mean? It should be the fact that it's like, for instance, that when we was winning the European Cup all those years ago, and you had to win your league. You won the league. Do you know what I mean? Then you got to take on Europe, and so on and so on. Do you know what I'm saying? So you done it on merit. Do you know what I mean? This thing with obviously this heritage thing. Do you know what I mean? To me, it's just another way of FIFA making money.
Yeah, of course it is. We know this.
Yeah, of course we know this.
And UEFA, all of them exist.
Yeah, it's just another way of them making money, because the more teams they got in there, the more money they get. So they say, oh, you know what, this heritage thing, and they said do that, so we can still get in the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Even finishing on the season that we've had, when you think about it, the season that we had, and the possibility of finishing on 71 points and everything now, would you think well, maybe that was a good season for Liverpool? Could have been better.
No, Uncle, not for me, you know.
We have to know. Talk to me better.
Shall I be real with you, Uncle?
Yeah.
The lowest I accept from Liverpool now is second, and the only reason I accept second is because I know how good City are. So I have to be realistic. I can't sit here and be like, we should be winning the league. City are a phenomenal team.
Yeah.
Anything below second for me is a failure. Second's still a failure because I want to win the league, but I can live with it. Shall I tell you what it's like? You see, if I was going into a boxing match, and I was going up against a fantastic. Let's say I'm going in there with Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
I know I'm not gonna win in it.
No, you're gonna beat him, man. You're gonna beat him.
No,
You're gonna
I'm
beat
not.
him, man.
But you see, if I survive, Uncle, I can live with that, innit?
Yeah, yeah.
But you see, if I just go in with someone I train with, for example, and I know I'm better than that person, and I go in there and he whacks me up, I can't live with that because of the expectation. I know I'm going into a battle with Man City. I wasn't expecting to go into a battle this season with Newcastle, Man United, Arsenal, and nah, man.
But don't you think the reason why I would say it's a good season in a way, not our best, but a good season in a way, is because of the season that we had. Because we've had a bad season. There's no doubt about it. You can't call it anything else. We've had a bad season in the way of results at the day that we should have got and we didn't get. And I think that to sort of like to come back and still get 71 points and then knowing that day we've had a bad season, I think that's good going on the lads. Do you know what I mean? That's what I would say. It's a good season in a way. I know at the end of the day we should be up there. We should be up there. We shouldn't let the likes of like Newcastle get away from us. We shouldn't even let Arsenal get away from us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We should have been up there. But we know what the reason was because of that. We know at the end of the day that last season and we was challenging for four trophies last season and right? And we was in the running for every one of them up until the last whistle. Do you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
With that in mind, and I think that you have to reset your squad in a way. You can't expect that same squad because remember that day it's the same core of that squad. You cannot expect that same core of your squad to go on again and give another 38 games, challenging this and challenging that. That's why they made a mistake because because Arsenal think at the day that they like next season and right, they're gonna be there again. They're gonna be challenging again. What one trying to tell people like Agel and their man there, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Because you remember that season. Because if you remember that season and in 2013, when we we didn't win it. Call it what you want. Call it a bottle job or whatever. Call it what we didn't win it. Yeah. It took us nearly 7 years to get back to even there.
So
it took us.
I agree with everything you're saying, Uncle. The one difference between Arsenal and what we did, though, we lost Suarez. I don't see Arsenal losing one of their main players.
Yeah, but it's injuries, though. There's injuries.
Very true. Very true.
You got to take injuries.
Yeah, you're right. Sturridge got injured for most of that season.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And what's going to happen in day, right? These players at the day are not going to be playing at the same caliber as it was last season. They're not going to be doing that. Do you know what I mean? Because you already seen them slowing down now. They lost against Brighton the other day, and they got outplayed against Brighton at home. So they're already slowing down. So when it comes to next season, now, for guaranteed the players that they've like counted on this season to get them where they are, they're not going to be playing at that caliber. Not to say they're shit. It's just a natural order thing. You slow down. You need other players at the day to take up the baton. That's why at the day, there's going to be an adjustment period. Maybe the season after that. Do you know what I mean? Because remember, they got Champions League football.
Yeah, that's the point. That's going to drain. If they don't get the players they need, that's going to drain the squad. Exactly.
So we've had that. We've gone through that this season. What we should have done at the day, we should have bought like a portion of players we should have bought. Not portion of players, but quite a few players we should have bought. We should have adjusted at the day certain holes in the squad and for that. We know this.
Yeah.
Trent should have been playing the way that he's playing now. Should have been playing that from the beginning of the season. We had to talk about that. We said it in day midfield, but mind you, said it. You don't want him in midfield. You see what happened now, You said that,
no. That's why I had to hold my hands up and apologize to a couple people.
That's what I love about your nephew, That's what I love about your nephew, When you're wrong, when you get it wrong, you hold it up and say, "Yo, brother, I got it wrong." You don't hide.
No,
or nothing like that. That's why I got bare respect for you and the man them, because when the man them when they get it wrong, say, "Yeah, what we got it wrong."
Yeah,
that is what it is. You ain't gonna hide like some people will hide from certain things. Anyway, if the man them that was like the situation at the beginning of the season, that we got the player that we were supposed to get. We put Trent in an inverted right back situation, which every fan was calling out for.
Yeah,
we'd have been in a different place now, but it is what it is. But what I'm trying to say, to still finish on 71 points, we know the expectation of Liverpool.
Yeah.
I know the expectation for Liverpool. We know the expectation for Liverpool. But what I'm trying to say, and I'm that right, if they finish on 71 points this season, I still feel it today, right? With all they got wrong this season, it's still good going on the Klopp and the team and everything that they need to get some good credit and everything that. And like, right, you know what you done wrong this season. Next season you kick on. And you're challengers next season. If like you go in and buy the players at the day that you need to buy and because we need a minimum of 4 players because we're losing 4 players. Because I would actually, let me be funny, I would actually replace Firmino. I know we got Gappo, but I will buy another number 9 or whatever. I will go out and buy another one. Do you know what I mean? I'm going out and buying at the day somebody to deputise for Salah. Because Salah cannot be expected to play so many games as he did last season as this season. It can't be done.
It can't.
It cannot be done. So that needs to be fixing it. And also you fixing midfielders and fixing midfielders. Conor Bradley at the end of the day, and that, right? To me at the end of the day, right? You know, the only way at the end of the day, me, you, the fans, and they are gonna know if Conor Bradley is up for it if you put him in. You've got to put him in and give him a try. You have to give him a try. But always have something on the bench, like your Calvin Ramsey or whatever, or your Gomez on the bench and that. So when he starts going Pete Tong and everything that, right? Yeah. You change it. That's the only way you're gonna do it. Because putting him out alone again and this and that is not gonna fix nothing. You know what I mean? You know, just get him in the squad, see what he's gonna do. Because you check it now. I've been chatting bare nice things about Curtis Jones and everything that, right? And you see what's happening now with Curtis Jones. You see what's happening with Curtis Jones now. And remember, you man, that Drifty was the only one, you know. Drifty was the only one.
He started to lose faith a little bit as
well.
He
was starting to lose faith a little bit, but for the majority of the season, for the majority of the time that Curtis Jones was there, he was the one that always spoke up for Curtis Jones. And I spoke up for Curtis Jones as well, you know what I mean? And look what he's doing now. You need to give these players a run of games in the and to see what they can do. You can't be expecting them to start, they play one game and next game they're not in. Do you know what I mean? You know, or they play one game, they play half of the game, you subbing them and this and that. Give them a good run out, man. No, and look what's happening now with Curtis Jones and everything that, yeah. Now at the day, check it now. I still want to get midfielders, right? But if we get 3 midfielders next season, in the day, right? Next season, so get 3 midfielders in for that, right?
Curtis and we still got game time.
Huh?
Curtis can still get game time. He can.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That's what. And the thing is about with Curtis Jones, he's proven his worth. He's proven it today. He's the boss. I can do this, brother.
Yeah.
I can do this. I'm about this,
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I've been these last games at the day, right? You don't know. At the day, when I've done my player ratings at the day, he's got man of the match for the last 6 games.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And he deserves it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that the season to me at the day, this season, I've been displeased with it, but not so displeased with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not so displeased with it. I'm not angry anymore. I haven't been angry for a long time. Do you know what I mean? If we finish in 5th place, brother, it is what it is. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But I think we had a good charge at the end of the season. Hopefully we'll beat Aston Villa tomorrow, then go on and beat Southampton. Do you know what I mean? And I also think that I was going to ask you, who would you give manager of the season? I know who mine is.
Oh, that's a sick question. Oh, are we just talk about Premier League manager of the season or overall?
Yeah, Premier League. Just Premier League manager of the season.
Cool.
Yeah, I know who mine is. I'll tell you who mine is before I go. Yeah,
go on.
Mine is Eddie Howe. Mine is Eddie Howe. He's just, that guy is sick, right? Yeah. That guy is sick. Make no mistake in it for that. You see some people at the day when they're out of work and for that, they just wait for the next job. Yeah. Nah, man. He said, nah, not a thing, Gossa. Yeah. He went to Spain and he was with Simeone.
Yeah.
He come round Klopp, you know.
Yeah.
He came around Klopp. He came around Guardiola, and he went somewhere else as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. Learning about the game. So when he was able to get his next job, yeah, I'm ready, you know.
Yeah,
I'm ready. And I had a guy on the sort of like my channel today. I did a thing today with this guy from Aston Villa fan. Oh, how big the you up in there is Penno dash 9
Penno 9,
underscore
yeah.
9. Yeah, Penno underscore 9. Penno underscore 9 at Penno underscore 9. Good you know, Aston Villa fan, big you that. So I've done a show, and he said to me today, because when you look at sort of like Eddie Howe, he's playing like how Klopp plays. His intensity, pressing the ball and stuff. You know what I mean? I goes, that's the reason why, because he was hanging around Klopp and all them man there, and he's gained knowledge. He's gained knowledge. You know what I mean? That's my one. But I'll leave you at the end of the day to sort of like, you know, say your one. And listen, Cal, as always,
you know the
love you like life, you know, brother. I mean, love you like life, you know.
Come on,
I'm left with that, you know. Brother, I'm left with this, you know. I'm left with it. Big up Gifty. Say hello to Gifty when you see him.
I will do.
Big up Gifty, and tell Matt stop beating the Magnum and then thing there and do some shows, man. Do some shows. I'm a break just saying that. I love that you. I'm a break just saying that. But big man, listen, blessing number.
Always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Yeah, bless you.
Bless up, King. Bless up, King.
Man. Bless you. We got to Uncle Rod's. Make sure you go and check out his channel. Link was in the chat for Uncle Rod's channel, for John Moore's channel, Glasgow Reds TV, and for the channel that Kev O'Sullivan is a part of, LFC Day Trippers. Go and show them some love, people. I'm going to be real. There's 5 candidates for me for manager of the season. I'm going to go with the 2 obvious ones. That's Pep Guardiola and Arteta. And I'm going to say Pep Guardiola. I know people are going to be like, but look how much money he's spent in this city. The fact that he's been able to get his team in gear to go for a 3rd Premier League trophy and what looks like he's going to be winning the treble as well, potentially. You can't just always look at the money. You got to respect the man. Arteta, no one expected him to mount a title challenge of any sort this season, so he's got to be in there as well. Emery, I think, deserves a lot of credit. He's transformed Villa and got them playing good football and high up the table as well, a lot higher than a lot of people thought. Another one, Gary O'Neill at Bournemouth. Guys, we smoked Bournemouth 9-0, you know. We smoked Bournemouth 9-0. And after that day, everyone said they're gone. Look where they are now. Gary O'Neill, if I'm not mistaken, hasn't made any signings or nothing. They are extremely safe in the league. Pulled off some big wins. Win against us. Bournemouth have done their thing. Gary O'Neill deserves a lot of credit. However, I've got to go with Eddie Howe. And look, even if Eddie Howe fumbles Champions League between now and the end of the season, Thomas Frank is up there as well for Brentford. Even if Eddie Howe doesn't get Champions League now, I still have to rate it, man. Still have to rate it. He wasn't meant to be there. De Zerbi's another one. There's been some really good managerial performances, but I'm going to go with Eddie Howe. I'm with Uncle Rods on this one. I'm going to go Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe's done the business, man. So, yeah, that's it for me. Right, let me hear out these supers before I let you guys go and get on with the rest of your night, day, or evening. M. Shack says, if we get Tillemans and Ward-Prowse, I'm done next season. I don't think we'd do that. They better not do that nonsense. Zabiri says, another question I've got to ask regarding some transfer rumours. How do you feel about Mane to Man U? I think he would be a good addition for them. He'd be good for them. It'd be very hard for me to get on board with Mane wanting to play for Man United. That would really annoy me, if I'm going to be honest. But he might be left with no option because it seems as though he's surplus to requirements at Bayern Munich. He's not going to come back to us. I do think he could play somewhere on the continent. I actually think Italy would be good for Mane. The only problem is, I hate to say it, and I'm not trying to categorize all Italian fans, there's a lot of racism over there. I'll be honest, and not even to bring politics and racism into it. As a black man, I don't see myself wanting to play in Italy. I don't know if Mane would want to do that either. But there are some very prestigious teams and teams that he'd walk into. Allier, PSG is another shout. PSG is another shout. They're losing Messi. Neymar might go. Mbappe might go. Getting Mane in for a bit of experience might be a shout. I don't see him going to Newcastle, Jay. I don't see him going to Newcastle. Riffwick says top 10 clubs with size of fan base according to you. So top 10 clubs. In no order: Liverpool, United, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. I think they're the 5 main. What I'm trying to think of our league. Arsenal's in there as well. So that's 6. So what have I got? Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich. I'm gonna go AC Milan. Fan base wise is a tough one. I'm gonna go PSG. I think PSG have got a pretty big fan. No, in fact, no, I won't actually. No, I'll take PSG back. It might be the other 2 Italian clubs, Inter and Juventus. I don't think Man United have got a I don't think Borussia Dortmund have got a massive fan base outside Germany. I said Bayern, Ali. I said Bayern. Football Gospel might be right. It might be Ajax. I can't speak on the South American clubs. I don't know as much about them, to be honest. Do you know what, Chelsea? I might be being a bit disingenuous to Chelsea. I know they've got a big support in Africa because of players like Drogba, etc. So I might go Chelsea. But yeah, I think those might be the top 10 on a global scale. Teams like Celtic, Rangers, and Dortmund, I think on a national scale, they're massive, but not on a global scale. Great question, though, Riffwick. Levon says, do you think Trent should play right? Do you think he should play in right midfield next season? I think he should just play right centre midfield next season, or as a part of a pivot. But I'd like to see him in midfield, not playing inverted. I'd like to see him as a centre midfielder next season. I hope we get to see it. Jay says, Cal, we play more like City now, you forget. I mean, Pep even spoke about it today, if I'm not mistaken. I just want us to have our own style. I just want us, the inverted fullback thing, I like it, it's working now, but I do think it can be quite easy to be found out. And I think Arsenal have been found out this season, hence why I think they're going to have to change their philosophy and tactics going forward, because Zinchenko has been found out. It's only a matter of time. The only thing I will say, Trent's a better inverted fullback than Zinchenko. And I know people will be like, it's a small sample size. He's a better footballer than Zinchenko. With all due respect, Zinchenko is good. He's just a better footballer. Jay says, Alexis McAllister has said yes to Liverpool, but the deal is not done yet. Fabrizio, again, no disrespect to Fabrizio, full respect to Fabrizio. I genuinely don't think he knows anything of what's going on at Liverpool Football Club. He said a load of things in the summer about us. No journalists, maybe apart from Paul Joyce, know anything about what's happening at Liverpool Football Club, because we're a club that keeps our cards close to our chest. So anything you see from Ornstein, Fabrizio, anyone, I'd say maybe the only 2 I'd say is Lynch and Joyce. Anyone else, I'd take it with a pinch of salt, if I'm going to be honest. Jay says, in pre-season with how he is playing, Curtis Jones is job to lose. These signs will have to go out and beat him. I agree with that. Based on merit, Jones should be starting. Even with Thiago, if Thiago comes back fit, Thiago's got to earn his way back into the team. He's got to earn his way back into the team. Jay says, forget just football clubs, top 5 sports icons. Raw. All right. Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali, Pele. Oh, couple people ain't gonna like me saying this. David Beckham, Tiger Woods. So I reiterate that top 5 sporting icons. Oh, I forgot 2, 3 I've forgotten. All right. You guys are throwing more names in. I'm seeing Bolt, I'm seeing Schumacher, I'm seeing Maradona, Federer. It's techie. Jay, I feel like you set me up with this one, Jay. How you gonna have a top 5, Jay? And then you're gonna have people in the comments calling me out like this. Jay, have you set me up on purpose, bro? Did you have bad oxtail or something, bro? What are we doing there? You can't give me 5, Jay. That's not fair. Look what the comments are doing to me now. Look what the comments are doing to me, Jay. I've got a reputation to keep. I've got a family to feed, bro. I'm gonna redo my 5 because Jay's only given me 5. Muhammad Ali, Pele, Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson. I forgot about Mike Tyson. Tiger. Oh, you give me 10 now, Jay. Big up yourself, Jay. All right. You took your time there, Jay. I was getting rushed. You took your time to come and help me out. All right, so Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, Pele, Serena Williams, No, I'm gonna go Ayrton Senna, Bolt. I'm still throwing Beckham. I'm gonna throw Maradona. Who else have we got? The baseball player, is it Beirut? Oh, Michael Phelps is another shout. I don't think he transcends like the others do, though. I'm going to leave you guys with number 10. The reason why, again, so my back. Can you guys hear me? Can you see me? Let me know if you can see me and hear me, guys. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you guys can hear me and see me. Oh, we're back. I'm not gonna lie, Jay. You put this comment in, and look, all the sporting gods came together and said, Kal left this person out, Kal left that person out, and shut down the stream. You see what you did, Jay? See what you caused, bruv? I don't know who's behind the scenes, whose name I said that triggered that, but that was a madness. Everything in my house, just not everything in the house, I'm exaggerating, but all my computer stuff just shut down. Madness. Eastwood says Frozen Cow is another legend. Brandon, I am paying for my internet. The actual computer shut down. The actual computer shut down. Jay says Rangers folded in like 2012. Sadly, it's a small club. The new teams are fraud. Jay, you're lucky you live in America saying that. You're lucky. Jay says end the stream, Dave. I don't know. I genuinely don't know what happened there. That was a weird one. Maybe, yeah. You know what? Maybe it's because I mentioned the ex-Man United player who finished his career LA Galaxy. I'm not going to say his name just in case. But yeah, maybe that's what it is. People, I'm going to wrap up there just in case anything else mad happens tonight. You guys have been brilliant. Callers have been amazing as always. You guys in the chat have been amazing as always. Tomorrow, so unfortunately, it's a 3 o'clock game in the UK. We can't do a watch along, but we will be going live straight after the game. So make sure you tune in for that. No doubt they'll have the Firmino, Milner, Naby and Ox farewell ceremony of some sort. So we'll have that on in the background as we're doing the post-match. Hopefully after a win, we better win, especially for Bobby. But yeah, we'll be going live. Obviously, we'll ask you guys for your views, review of the game as well, which we'll post out on Sunday. And then Monday, the week starts again. People, if you haven't already, please do smash that like button. It goes a great way to helping the channel to grow. We're on the road to 30,000 subs, so please help us get there sooner rather than later. We're hoping to achieve that by the end of the season. Doesn't look like that'll be happening now, but hopefully we'll achieve that before the new season starts. People, big up all the callers. Big up to everyone in the comment section. You all make this show enjoyable and a vibe on a Friday. People, thank you so much. My name is Callum, representing Team Kopish. Until we see you tomorrow, stay safe, stay blessed. Take it easy, people.